Okay, am I live? I think I'm live. Let me go to YouTube, make sure I'm up and moving here. All right. We're rocking here. So I think I need to. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down. All right. Hey, Sister Monica, how you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I decided to do like a midday, I guess, market kind of analysis or recap a little bit. Want to get in the habit of doing that, especially when you guys are starting to trade live. Obviously, for some of you guys that are going through the investment workshop course, and so we can kind of give some fundamental breakdowns of how the market is going. So excited once again to be able to kind of unleash this inner dragon in me to kind of become more, uh, you know. Available to do these live streams, especially when it comes to market analysis, understanding the stock market, and how to get our people excited about investing. Welcome, welcome, brother Sunline in the house. Welcome, Oba. Nice to have you here. Thank you for coming in today. Just kind of, we're just discussing some of the market analysis value today. We had the new Fed chair take over the seat from Janet Yellen today. And with that, we saw some, very ambiguous market movement today. It had a lot of, ambiguous investors and, companies and so forth on that kind of had, got caught in that tailspin in the sense where the market kind of had, fluctuated to the downside. Market was already kind of opening up, scary because they knew that this guy was going to speak today. Because basically, every time you have a new Fed chair come in or just go through their natural progression, having to speak before the Congress, there's just an implied level of volatility that comes to the market of uncertainty, right? Because everybody's scared of, higher tax inflation rates and things like that nature. So we don't know if they're going to raise the tax rate or they're going to lower it or just going to give an outlook saying that, at some point we're going to raise it, 2 or 3 basis points, percentage points or whatever, or a percentage point, whatever the case. So, with that, long-term investors kind of get a little skittish. So typically when we see these things happen, the first thing we want to recognize is, we want to look at, what is the treasury notes looking like, right? The treasury notes, pretty much when you hear people talking about like the 10-year, the 5-year and all these different things like that, these are what they call the debt notes, basically, pretty much where, our country's economy, in terms of America, economy is, put into a box scenario in terms of its collective debt. And anytime that the 10-year percentage value rises, pretty much, that means there's a lot of, implied debt out there, right? That can cause the market to kind of implode on itself. Well, people get, start pulling all their money out the market, obviously causing that level of, non-reoccurring generated wealth that's in the market for people leaving their money in there to kind of keep the oil, the wheels greased and the ball bearings kind of oiled down pretty well, so the market can kind of keep moving at an even keel. However, when people pull their money away from it, that allows the value of the debt that's out there that we're getting through, the different imports and exports and all the things that we do from a global economy to not be sustained because, we pulled our money away from it. So obviously that debt value is going to go up, obviously, in terms of housing and your retail sector, insurance, all the different things like that become a big issue now because there's no money to kind of keep these, major industries, up and afloat on kind of, investors' dollars. So again, just kind of want to touch on some of this stuff on the, on the midday value of the market here. Just giving a breakdown of what I'm seeing and, from obviously trading the market thus far in the morning. So again, when you guys starting to trade full time, you'll be able to kind of make sense of this stuff. You're going to learn as you go anyway, but however, it's still a learning process where you guys will be able to kind of make sense of these things when they happen. Because the one thing that we definitely are missing in terms of the Black community is understanding financial literacy, how global, financial politics kind of, dictate, our everyday lifestyle, even though we don't partake in it, if we don't, it's more than once again, just going to work for Mr. Charlie, as you always hear me say. The goal is to fire our boss, right? We want to be able to fire our boss, become, very, independent in terms of being able to produce capital on our own, become entrepreneurial-like, to become, pretty much the captain of our own ship, right? So how do we do that, right? We got all this kind of, implied intuitive, knowledge. Obviously we in the information age, so knowledge is becoming more prevalent. People becoming more researched. We're becoming more autodidactic, obviously self-taught, self-learned. So we're not kind of stuck in that bubble anymore where we're just waiting on somebody else to kind of feed us, right? Or give us ideals and guidance and things of that nature. All right. So especially, specifically definitely for, a lot of the African American community where we're starting to become, pretty much, it's pretty much obvious at this point that no one is coming to kind of deal us in kind of good hands when it comes to the financial arena value of life. If you've taken this long to figure that out, I'm sorry. But however, like any good thing, the only way you dig yourself out of a hole is to once again to buckle down, be about your business, be around other brothers and sisters that have that same mindset, so you can kind of build a think tank together so you can groom some good ideas into fruition. Right. So again, for me, one of the tools I use obviously turns that in the stock market. Obviously I have my other business endeavors. I got my African clothing store. I got, my museum tours I do. I got other little things I do on the side in terms of ventures, bringing in extra capital. But however, my main focus is the stock market. And once again, using that opportunity to, again, put myself in this situation and my family in a situation so we can benefit off being able to generate wealth, right? Real wealth, right? Obviously, I'm not saying I'm wealthy. In the future, I will be, right? I'm going to speak that into existence because I take this craft very serious and I've been doing pretty well thus far and learning, at a more, higher exponential curve than most traders do. And that's because, once again, I'm very humbled in my approach and I'm very analytical in terms of how I dig for information, right? Information makes the world move around, makes the world go around, so you say, whatever the case. So I'm constantly looking for the next, source of news or source, inside tidbit, next, potential, sector unleash, emerging markets, all these different things that matter, right? From a global, market perspective and not just from a small microcosm of a consumer all the time, right? So I'm excited for that. So again, I'm going to get in the habit of doing these little live streams, possibly midday. Obviously, if I have time, if I'm not too busy, obviously I'm always trading the market when I'm available. If not, if I got other business endeavors going on. But if not, we're going to get in the habit of doing some night recaps as well. After the market ends, we can all kind of come together and kind of go over what we saw in the market, share some ideas on particular, stocks that we may want to watch for the next holiday, et cetera, et cetera. Just make it a very friendly environment. Obviously, you guys pretty much know how I am, Su casa, my casa, your casa, however, whatever. I'm very humble brother, and I enjoy helping people. Obviously, but within that, I learn a lot too from you guys in the same way. So it's like quid pro quo kind of scenario. We both win in the end. So I'm excited. So again, for some of you guys, once again just popping in, welcome to the room, brother. Trade stocks or die. Yeah, okay. Yep, brother from the Discord. Welcome. You say what? We are smarter than we think we are. 100,000%. It seems like some of us settle to not have our own, and that's pretty much by design too. We're kind of caught in that rut where we're only going to go with what the dominant society is saying us, or what's the propaganda machine that's pushing this kind of these different stereotypes and whatnot, and it kind of keeps us in a box mentally. So it's like a defeatist mentality. When you kind of already know you feel like you're defeated, then you're not going to really try to kind of overtake that level of so-called oppression, be it physical or mental, right? You kind of just give it up to ghosts, as they call it. But beyond that, that's not the mentality we have, especially as investors, especially as more 21st century minded so-called African folk here, because we know our history at this point. It's up to the own person to do their own, intricate level of digging into to find out the minutia of your history. But for the most part, how you got here, and our situation, currently here. And with that being said, there's much more, especially as for us that's kind of that's up in age a little bit, that has to kind of come back and give something back to the next generation, right? We have to really change that kind of generational curse value, just passing down debt, passing down misinformation, passing down, miseducation, passing down bad practices as a whole, very lazy mentalities, things like that, passing down bad health, all these different things that really serves us no good. We got a nice timeline to look back over our history to figure out where we are and how far we've changed, which we have not changed. And this is per the data. Once again, this is not me just kind of super inflating the moment. By statistical value, we have not moved not 0.5% value of our over the last 100 plus years being in this country. And so you would think, well, we got all this and that now. Mercedes, all this stuff does not matter from a growth GDP value, from a aggregate wealth building perspective, we don't have a level of wealth that we should have, being this far removed from obviously 1865, Freedmen Act, things like that, to slavery. Coming out of Jim Crow, we have not really moved beyond that, which we know everything that was, we were doing. It was getting sabotaged and destroyed and bombed and, whatever the case. So we've always been at this constant struggle reality, right? Trying to make sense of what we, gone through in this country, as, descendants of kidnapped victims. Y'all know my stance. I'm very, upfront with how I feel about that whole reality. I don't want to make this a conversation all about that, but obviously we are still, the progeny of kidnapped victims. So by proxy of that, we are still kidnapped victims. There's no constitution that's been written in place to kind of overtake our scenario, right? We wasn't around when it was written, so therefore we have no say so in when there's still laws like Dred Scott and others on the books. But moving on beyond that, again, we just want to touch on where we are now and what we can do to change our scenarios, right? Be it for the micro version at this moment, or later on until what they call the macro value, right? So collective, enterprising, think tanking, as you always hear me constantly say, we need to come together and use the best of what we got from an intellectual prowess perspective and build on what we can do to make our situation better, right? So how do we do that? Right. So we do that definitely by, finding ways to come together and find ways how we can get some money. Right. So, there's many different ways we can come at this. Right. And some of the ways that I've kind of found to be kind of very turnkey, that doesn't really require a whole lot from us in terms of, unnecessary capital, unnecessary time, unnecessary, having to kind of, figure out and vet all these different realities or people or certain degrees like that. When we could just go into the market, right? Understand how to use the market as that tool or that benefit, right? As I always kind of speak about a lot, right? Using the stock market to kind of fuel your bottom line, or, bring in some supplemental income. It can become primary, as you always hear me say too. Supplemental income can become primary if you do it right. Right. I want you guys to think about that. I'm pretty sure you guys can already kind of witness that if you already trade in the market, but the goal is, once again, to be very thorough in how we do it, understanding why we're doing it, and then where it will take us, obviously, if we learn how to do it properly, right? So that's the whole mindset, in terms of an investor or as a trader. All right, welcome to the room, Brother Alex. Welcome over, right? Obviously, I do that from the committed side of the house, not the other side, but y'all know how I am. All right, whatever. But yeah, so again, just want to touch on some of this. So like I said, get in the habit of doing this so we can build. So doing midday for some of you guys, it's not bogged down, particularly, at work or something like that. We can kind of get on here and build on some, some financial values, right? In terms of how to, grow a little wealth, or, build, find a nice little stock here and there and use the best of what we got during our time allotted to share, this information with one another. So again, like I said, I premised a little midday, recap kind of scenario. Like I said, just a market analysis after the Fed chair spoke today. I don't know if you guys saw him speak today. Obviously he's taking the reins from Janet Yellen, and obviously big shoes to fill in that regard, because we all know the economy pretty much is dictated through the Federal Reserve, right? It used to be, a country backed by the people value, but now, the Feds took over, and ever since then, we kind of, at the helm of, other people's agenda to us, so to speak. And that's me. I don't have to go into detail about that. Y'all kind of get the picture about this whole Federal Reserve thing like that, and the whole new dollar, or the dollar now, which is the debt note. As opposed to, it was just actual value currency. It was backed by a certain tangible resource. Now it's just backed by, hype and inflation and, predictability and value, superimposed valuation that necessarily not deserving a certain companies and so forth, and things of that nature. So again, just kind of touching on some basic stuff. So I don't know if you guys took any trades today. For some of you guys coming in, some of you guys may or may not trade the market, whatever the case. But like I said, my mentality is that I want to share this craft with everybody that I could potentially come in contact with. As I always say, this does not make me a financial guru or some big time accredited broker. I'm none of those things. I'm just a humble brother that has a passion to want to see our people succeed and find a way to get some income. We can take care of things that's necessary for us, be our family, once again, the business endeavors that we have got going on, children, whatever, hobbies, whatever. And again, you can use the market to kind of help, fuel and feed that, that passion. All right. So I don't know. So did any of you guys actually catch the Federal Reserve speech today on Capitol Hill with the guy, Jerome Powell? So if you guys type in the back chat if you did catch that. I don't know if you did or you didn't. Obviously, it affects the market, so I got to pay attention to this stuff. I have to pay attention. It's vital. But if you did catch it, press 1 in the back chat if you was able to catch that, that federal, Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking today. Kind of see where you guys at in terms of what you might have witnessed today. Welcome to family. Welcome overseas. Welcome Iyabo, Erica, to the beautiful women in the house, all you ladies, and all you wonderful gentlemen, right? Welcome. So again, we're just talking about doing a little market analysis on the day a little bit, midday recap, so to speak, even though it's kind of past the midday hour, but still want to come on and speak in that regard before the market kind of goes into its obviously this last quarter of the day here before we hit power hour, which is 3 o'clock. So and my question was, once again, did any of you guys were you able to catch the Fed chair speak today? He had his first inaugural speaking today, obviously before Congress. And, like most cases, when you come into that chamber, they're going to grill you, right? Because you got all these different personalities and senators from different backgrounds, different sectors of, society that they kind of want to influence and they support and, that they kind of go to bat for. So they want to get out there and kind of really put their emphasis on the table, what they want this guy to kind of, pay attention to, right? In order to kind of keep the economy running equally, and balanced for everyone. Right. So, the most pressing things that we always hear about when they have these little, scenarios like this is all the job growth, is there, the rate of job growth, where we're at with that, the amount of debt that this country is taking on, from one, scenario to the next in terms of quarter value, fiscal quarter values. All right. And then, from there, what's our projected outlook, our guidance going forward into the future in a sense. Right. Because we know income equality, all this thing kind of fall within that bubble. But ultimately, we want to find out, what's the state of the economy in a sense from people that deal with the economy. We're not talking about President, Agent Orange, whatever the case is going on. Talking about, how well this and that doing, right? Because, he's good for taking credit for stuff that he necessarily do. But once again, I digress. But we talking about intelligent people that know how to go into the market and, give a somewhat of a sound breakdown of where we are in terms of a global economy, in terms of America value. And how that affects our bottom line, as small time people, whatever the case you want to call it, retail investors or whatever. So it's very interesting listen to him speak, and he kind of, said some things that kind of, made some sense in a lot of ways in terms of, his perspective value and how he values the market. Because, one thing about this guy's background, he actually comes from the, an investment sector of society. He comes from, the investor side of the house, more or less. He's not just a person that understands, just say business management and dealing in the economics from that perspective, or just, applied practices from a governmental perspective. He actually was in the market value itself. So he knows a lot of the values that comes along with the stock market. So, we'll see if that turns out to be a benefit for us later on as investors, or, it could be a scenario where, again, he's under the auspices or under the reign of President Trump, so that can be very, I don't know how to call that one too soon. It's still too soon to call it yet, because Trump once again has a way of just, oversharing a lot of good opportunities sometimes just by speaking and, his perspective a lot of times, or his, his ability to influence, or be just overrun people's opportunity to kind of, give their opinions and so to speak, become very detrimental to how we, value the market, especially with all this debt that we got looming. So, I'm excited, like I say, just for the value that, at least, from our perspective as investors and traders, that, we get to trade both sides of the market, be it going up or going down, right? So we know right now the market is in a very volatile state. Obviously volatility has came back into the market over this past month in a sense. And there's a lot of ambiguity, right? There's not that kind of bullish, aggressive value that we saw last year when the market was just on a tear to the upside. Everything was just bullish last year. A lot of money was made last year. If you was in the right place at the right time, doing it properly, there's no reason why you should not have been able to kind of really garner some profit in a way where you didn't necessarily have to do a whole lot of hedging too, right? Meaning betting against with and against the market at the same time to make sure you kind of stay even keel as you kind of compound interest your way through life and turn dollar cost average and keep applying money to the market and stay equally ahead, so you can just kind of build on that. And let the small little values and interest kind of attach itself to it over time too. Just be the 1%, 3%, 4%, whatever the case. But again, that's our goal, is to become understanding of how to do that so we can really find out how to build some wealth, right? Not all that kind of, go to work and, blow your back out for 20 years and, get your little retirement pension, you get your little 401k, you get your little social security. Okay, yeah, you spent your entire life, again, building on somebody else's dreams. And, with that, the physical endurance you done put your body through, the mental stress you done put your mind through, all these different things that come along with that, having to deal with, being, pretty much, under somebody else's, pretty much their control, I should say. And, but that's not how we want to think, right? Especially for Black folk. Again, we're in a different situation here where, it's just incumbent of us that we got to start thinking outside the box. Seriously, there's no other way around it at this point in the game. We got to start thinking outside of this box that we've been put in. And, and then once again, this is not to separate, just isolate this from anybody else. All right. But ultimately, like I said, we know our situation is a little bit more in dire straits, right? And we know why it's in the situation too. Once again, we're not going to placate and downplay, our situation. However, if we are responsible to know that there's no one coming to dig us up out this hole or to come and to so-called save us and help us, then who is going to do it? Right, it falls back on us, right? So, and that's just the mentality that we got to have, again, to kind of go forward and build ourselves up, properly, so we can leave something behind for the kids and the next generation to come, right? So we kind of even the playing field a little bit, right? So, again, the stock market just another tool we use to kind of do that. So, in a lot of ways, there's other things you can do too. Some people may not just want to do with the market, and I get that, but from a very honest perspective. If you really want to build generation wealth and you weren't born into it, right? Or, you wasn't, find out that you some late prince of the Zamunda and you ain't got this inheritance, right? Right. The only way you're going to really build wealth in under this global capitalist society is through the global financial market, because that's where all the money's at. There ain't no other way around. That's where all the money's at, period. As you guys hear me say, it's $5.2 trillion that moved around the world globally. And yet, we're not necessarily partaking in any value in that if we're just on the worker bee side of the house, right? We're just the ones that's, pretty much, blowing the knees out and the backside and the elbows out, trying to make it, relevant for, those who are, their own businesses and so forth on, just kind of keep reaping all the benefits from it, right? That makes no sense to me after knowing what we've been through, to kind of, believe that, the only way you can enjoy life successfully is, once again, go to school, y'all know the whole thing. We know it like one of my best albums that we like, our favorite albums, go to school so you can get a what? Good education so you can turn around and get a what? Good just over broke, right? A very good, just over barely, right? A job in a sense, right? So, to me, I find that to be very, to me, that's just like, it's like saying, okay, well, you can only be successful in life if you allow somebody else to, pretty much control your, your thoughts and your actions and pretty much guide you in a way that, they want you to go in a sense, right? Because you're not doing it under your own mindset anyway, right? Because obviously we all know if for instance, you go to your so-called, boss or whatever, and you're like, well, hey, I got this idea. Someone may be open to it, and they'll take it and probably benefit from it, from the value of you taking your ideas and growing their company with it. But then they're going to say, well, let me bring you on as a partner. Right? Let's say we can kind of, put you into a position where you can really grow. It can happen in some cases, but ultimately you're still doing it under somebody else's roof, right? So why not take those ideas and put it under your own, leadership, right? And learn how to flourish and grow, under your own mentality, right? Under your own rules, right? So, it's, to me, it's like, because as an investor, I feel like there's no better, entrepreneur endeavor out there that because I've been through. I had my first clothing store when I was in college, full-fledged clothing store, business license off. Actually, I had two scenarios. This is my third one, but your boy legit, and I got my little receipts to prove. I got others too, my little business license, all kind of stuff. All right, but beyond that, I say, I think we do much better when we are able to trust ourselves, pretty much, and believe in the fact that we can do much better if we just put our real thinking caps on and find ways to kind of groom ourselves in a way where we don't have to be stuck under somebody else's clock, watching the paint dry all day long, for $20, $30 an hour, right? You guys have heard me break that down before about, that whole theory of, you going to work for somebody, you putting a valuation over your life, literally, say for peanuts, right? On top of your natural worth, right? You worth way much more, right? But they'll have you believe that $20 an hour is good money. Obviously, it can sustain you. Don't get it twisted. But you work way more than that, right? I mean, this just like you saying again. I mean, it's like you just saying, well, I'm only worth $20 an hour or $30 an hour, right? And then to some point, you start actually believing that, right? You start taking that seriously, like man, I dang it, and you think you actually got something again, So that means you got to get up every day, go through this ritual of getting ready, putting on clothes, bathing, brushing teeth, combing hair, going to the barber to stay groomed, keep your shoes clean, your clothes, all this stuff you got to put in just to go sit up under somebody else's value and have them, convince you that once again, we're going to pay you $20 an hour, but these are the stipulations, these are the rules, this all the stuff, whatever the case, and this is it. Right. And then you start saying, well, man, okay, well, thank you, man. So I'm kind of, excited about, my little $20 an hour. Again, ain't not to kind of dump on people that are going through it, because I went through it in a sense, but you need to start thinking bigger than that, right? You need to think, they get the best of you for at least 8-9 hours of the day, which is the best time of the day is between 8 to 5 o'clock in the evening, right? From 8 a.m. to like 5 o'clock. That's the best time of the day to be doing something very productive to build on your dreams, hopes, and goals and values. You can't do that sitting on somebody's time clock, right? You can't do that sitting in somebody's little cubicle. You can't do that sitting in somebody's warehouse or whatnot. Now, again, it's a stepping stone, but that's what job's supposed to be. Job's supposed to be a stepping stone. It's supposed to help you. It's like a catalyst, right? The same way when we talk about the stock market, right? A job is supposed to be like a catalyst. It's supposed to help you get to the next level in life, right? It's supposed to help fuel you along the way before you break into some kind of new endeavor that really can catapult your earnings or your financial values, right? But again, too many of us get caught in that rut and believing that the only way we can feel comfortable in life, or it's this so-called level of security, is to go work for somebody else, right? Number one, go to school, go into debt, right? So you can find a way to try to work hard to get out of debt, right? And most times you find yourself back in more even deeper debt, right? So I mean, something wrong with that picture when you start thinking about it. That's backward hustling. Why should I have to go into debt, just try to work twice as hard to find my way up out of that debt, to the point where it's going to take a lot of years to do that, and then at some point I might end up breaking even, or might go over maybe 20, 10, maybe 7-8%, over that threshold at some point in my life after I blew out a lot of my good years, serving it to somebody else. Well, to me, that once again, that's just not smart. But that's just what I think. I don't believe in once again giving the best of me to somebody else unless I'm gonna give it to my people, or most people that are around me that's obviously in the mindset of building something that's gonna really make some real changes, right? We're gonna see some real numbers move, right? And then we don't have to be stuck on somebody else's under somebody else's rules and regulations to be able to do that. Again, the market affords us that, right? So when we hear these little different scenarios like this, when we watch the news and you see them out, how Congress and these different so-called talking heads value the market, and pretty much how they value your money or your participation of you spending money to keep their economy moving. Basically that's all they're saying in the day. How are you guys providing enough, just enough to keep these people coming back to spend with us, in a sense, right? They're looking for consumers, right? They're looking for people to kind of keep them in business, right? And it depends on once again where you come down on that side of the aisle as a consumer, producer, or distributor. Is very vital in terms of your future, especially your children's future too, because once again, leadership and the ability to influence others is obviously has to be set through a level of example, right? And we know our kids get excited about us probably going to work and seeing us go in and day out, and you come back and say, this is why your mama do this, and this is why your dad does that. But ultimately, you really don't even have enough time to spend with your kids, because you spend once again a lot of your best years of your life locked behind somebody else's lock and key and door, right? Watching the paint dry, watching the clock move, tick for tick, right? As opposed to having days when you say, today, we're gonna go X, Y, and third. At 1 o'clock, we're gonna take a trip to whatever. We're gonna go sit at the park, for hours. Again, you can't do that if you don't have that level of financial freedom or financial flexibility to be able to do those things, right? Unless we start getting our paper together, right? Or start learning how to secure a bag outside of someone else's scenario, right? So that's my whole thing. I want to be able to kind of share what I know in terms of that, once again, and feed off you guys' mentality as well, so we can find other ways to go learn how to go out there and procure and get a bag, and working together, and investing in one another, circulating our money amongst each other, right? And that's another thing, right? Getting out this whole mentality where we don't want to invest in, each other, right? We've heard the conversation, you'll go give it to Macy's, no question asked. You go and give it to, Asian stores, no question asked. The Arab stores, no question asked. And as soon as you go to your brother and your sister, it's like, oh man, cut me a deal, give me a break, man. You owe it, you charging too much and all this kind of stuff, right? What makes us think this way? You gotta stop and start thinking about that sometime. What makes me, feel like I can't spend an extra, drive an extra 5 miles to go spend that money with an African business or something like that, right? When we're far and few between, right? There's no one supporting your cause and your endeavor, right? But you're giving the best of what you got to everybody else, right? So that's why your community is, kind of, lacking in the sense of terms of seeing people like you are in business, right? Because no one knows how to go get a government grant, right? To get free money to even open up a business, right? People are scared of those kind of things, right? You got sisters on here now that, that's all she specializes in, government grants, helping you get an LLC up and running off the ground, things like that. So you got smart, intelligent people around you. Question is, why aren't you using them to your advantage, right? I don't know if it's pride, I don't know if it's ego, I don't know if it's just, the self-hatred, or I don't know what it is. But, for me, if I do somebody that had my best interest in mind and they prove themselves to have dignity and integrity, right? And they're in a sector that's, very, beneficial to my, to what I need to kind of, get myself going to the next level, then, I'm going to seek them out, and that's the whole thing I did when I, did with Brother Garfield. I sought the brother out. I kind of told him where I was and what I was trying to accomplish, what I want to do in terms of, bringing the stock market, more available to my people, whatever the case, under his platform value. And, me and that brother clicked. He's like, man, I'm all about financial literacy, and obviously, y'all know my story after that point. For some of you guys, obviously I ended up linking with Dr. Boyce White because I became an affiliate of the Black Business School, went to his first inaugural, all Black National Convention down in Atlanta at the Shrine of Black Madonna. That event itself, once again, was very life-changing for me. In terms of seeing all these beautiful Black people in there, coming there to say, hey, we're sick and tired of this being in this situation. We need change, and we need people that's gonna have, once again, our interest in mind, that's gonna come and fight, fight with us and fight, for the greatness of our children too. So, and once again, this is not negate everybody else, but again, our situation is very dire. So we need to have people that we can trust and build with, right? So I'm excited about that. And within that, obviously, I cross lines and I work with everybody in regards to being able to, if they're serious about, being honest about helping people procure capital and getting themselves in a situation where they can sustain themselves, then, I'm there, period, right? I know in my heart lies, but I'm definitely there when it comes to the business side of the house, right? So again, we're just touching on some of this stuff, right? Midday, whatever. We just want to kind of speak on, the things that, it's all the things that we, probably think about on average. And, we don't get a chance to kind of express those things, whatever, get them off our chest, whatever. But again, here's an opportunity where, we can come to a forum, be it my platform, anybody else. You guys got your own platforms too, because obviously I'll definitely visit your platforms too when you go live. I want to be there to support you guys too, right? Because I want to be able to, take this opportunity and build a good, like I said, a good network, a good, what they call, as y'all hear me say, a good network produces what? A good net worth. Right, the strength of your network will produce you the type of strength that you need in terms of your net worth. Right, if you around people that necessarily don't feed or fuel your bottom line, then you actually wasting your time. Right, you wasting their time and you wasting your time if none of you bringing that to the table to kind of change the status quo. Right, and we see a lot of those scenarios like that day in and day out. A lot of small-minded conversations that lead nowhere. Right, nothing is getting produced from that. It's just time wasted. Can't get that time back. For me, I'm very strict on where I park my time at. I don't, I'm very, very strict on that. I just feel like I don't have time to waste my time anymore. I did enough of that when I was younger, right? And obviously, hindsight, you look back like, man, I wasted a lot of time, money, energy, whatever, when I could have been getting serious about some stuff that really mattered. So again, that's what this, part of what I want to offer in terms of the introduction of, investing workshop, just sharing what I've been able to kind of learn thus far in the market that has kind of got me, in a position where, I really can take this to the next level and share and give back, for what I got now. And then obviously from there, you guys take it the rest of the way, right? I mean, you guys gonna be better than me at this, obviously, many of you guys. And that's how it's supposed to be, right? You like, you hear me say this a lot, find your own niche, in the market, right? Whatever you like, the way you want to trade, how you want to trade, all these things, and then but steal from everybody, right? Take a little bit from everybody. Somebody drop a a jewel or a nugget, you steal it, you write it down, right? If you can inculcate that into your regimen, then you do it. If you can't, then okay, hey, that's still positive information, and you keep it pushing. But the goal is, once again, find your own niche, right? But steal from everybody. So it's the same way from a job mentality. You can't find your own niche on somebody else's job. I'm sorry, right? Because you got rules and regulations you got to abide by, creeds and missions that you got to abide by on that particular job. But if you was your own, boss, pretty much, then you can make the decisions you want to on the count of how you feel about things, right? And investing gets you that. So I always say, what's the best, blueprint to a job, to give me to an entrepreneur scenario out there. It's the stock market. I ask you guys, what are some of the materials you need to get started in the stock market? So for some of you guys that's in the back chat that can type, can you give me the list of all the things you think you need to start investing with? And then from there, we can cross-reference that to what it would cost to probably open up a store or whatever, or start a clothing line, whatever the case. So what are the materials you need to get started in investing? All right, I'm asking you guys in the back chat right now. What are the things you think you need to get started investing with? What are your primary tools, resources, whatever you may need to get started? So if you can, type that in the back chat. Let me know where you're at, where your mind's at in terms of things that you feel like you may need to get started in the stock market. Let me see what you guys put down in there, right? See where you guys' heads at. Because again, we think too much from a worker bee perspective and not necessarily from a boss perspective, right? Like all of us are boss in our own way, right? You're boss when you're around, you're at home. You're boss when you're in the shower. Well, why you can't be a boss when when you pretty much in charge of your business endeavors in terms of what bringing in money, right? That's important, right? So I walk around with a boss mentality all day long, every day. Even if I didn't even have 2 nickels in my pocket, I still got a boss mentality, right? I'm always going to have a boss mentality, right? It matters, right? That's confidence. That's value, right? So, these things are very important, right? So you got family saying, okay, so capital, 100% right, Brother Curtis. Got it, got to have some initial investment, right? Definitely knowledge, Brother Caesar, Alex, you guys 100% on point with that. You got to have some know-how, pretty much, right? Know the ledge, know how far. Right, take it far as you can too. That's what's good about this, right? There's no end goal to this thing, right? The market is not an exact science. So being it's not an exact science, that don't mean if you can, no matter what your level of education is, all this stuff matters not in the market. Once again, I know average people that were working at McDonald's and so forth on, they hit big on Bitcoin, they hit big on stocks and stuff like that, and I didn't change their life. They actually fired their boss, went back and they probably offered their boss a job. You could do that. So again, that's important. So you're 100% right. If I'm having a plan, you got to have a plan. So I'm always goaling, right? You guys see my desk. I'm always got papers around. I got stuff here. I got goals, on my desk stuff all around me, posted around. I got things I'm always constant to remind me, hey, you got to work hard, bro. You got to get, there's no days off with this, right? So it's important to have a plan. Mentorship, very important, season, right? You got to have some people that have your best interest in mind to guide you in the right direction. That's just vital. It cuts down your learning curve exponentially, right? You don't have to, find yourself in a situation where you're just constantly having to work so hard to figure this stuff out and taking losses in between, right? With a good mentorship, good, coaching, to so to speak, you can once again get into the game a lot faster. Not that you have to do it, because all you guys are more than capable to figure this stuff out on your own, right? And being successful at it. But again, having good mentorship is like A++ mentality, A++, benefit value, right? So that's important. All right. So again, that's important. So yeah, family over goes to Apple. Welcome to the Bill family. So he said all the time to study capital trading platform, right? Kind of the same stuff we're talking about. Having initial capital put down, obviously that plan, the knowledge value in terms of what to do with the information once we get it, how to use it to our benefit, right? Going over it daily, right? Staying on top of our game. Same way an athlete goes and practices every day, right? So we know that, LeBron James and Kobe and all these guys, y'all know them from, sports world, right? They still have to practice every single day, right? They don't just say, I got it, or I made it. I don't have to practice no more. I'm here now. I'm set, right? The same way that your constantly keeps updating that policy, from quarter to quarter, from whatever, annual by annual to annual, they constantly staying in the information in the growth curve of your life. Well, you have to massage your and exercise your mind the same way. And that's the best thing about investing. What do we use? What muscles are we using the most in terms of investing? What's the number one, muscle that we use more than anything? We use our mind, right? Mind power, right? We're not once again blowing your elbows out. I don't know the last time I got a spinner from pushing the keyboard to hit the buy button or the sell button. I remember the last time I got a spinner doing that, right? We're not blowing the knees out. We're not. Y'all get what I'm saying here, right? So, if everybody else can, sit, or ride the train or do what they want to do throughout there and make all this kind of money, right? Yet you're on the job once again, just working twice as hard to receive twice as less, going through all this, mental fatigue and physical fatigue and spiritual fatigue. What makes you feel like that's an honorable way to live your life? This is how they have you think. That's honorable. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Go work hard and all that stuff. Like, no. What? When people say that, I double tap. I'm like, what? Do what? Okay. This is where me and you stop talking and I move forward, because right now I don't even want that energy surrounding me, right? I want to be around, once again, producers, distributors, and sellers. Again, producers, distributors, and sellers. I don't want to be around consumers, right? Not all, obviously you can't, shake it all, but I don't want to have, the best times of my life, going around being around people that just want to spend all the time. That's always talking about a lot of small-minded stuff, because that's what consumers do. They talk about what? Consuming stuff. They don't ever talk about building anything, right? They just constantly, man, I got this, I bought that, man, I'm going to check out this, I'm finna do that. In terms of, turning the, okay, when do you ever pause to go generate some of that back? So again, gotta know what we're doing. Gotta have some knowledge, gotta have some capital, right? Gotta have, once again, Wi-Fi, cell phone scanner, capital account, right? So some very turnkey things, right? Ain't nothing really complicated about those things, right? Right, and that's important, right? Portfolio value, once again, being diversified in terms of many asset classes, right? Using the best of, opportunity that's around you. Once again, it doesn't have to be necessarily just stock market. It could be real estate. It could be, you might want to get into the insurance game of life, right? Doing it from every aspect, right? Touching the, the soft value up to the hard value up to the market value, right? So that's important, right? So once again, having a plan, right? And so that stuff matters, right? So, and that's why it's important that we constantly keep having these discussions when we can, because once again, it's about fueling you to feel like, okay, well, you're making some good decisions that's going to really change and affect your bottom line. Well, how do you do that? You constantly have to think tank your way through life, right? Think tank your way through your so-called, deficit moment here, if you even consider the deficit, because obviously in this moment of your, being domiciled before you really take it to the next level, you actually are what? You're preparing yourself. You're going through your knowledge base building. You're going through, coming up with a plan, devising a plan so you can be what? Productively, and profitable when you start what? Trading the market in real time, for some of you guys that haven't started yet. And for some of you guys that have been trading, that, because I always know sometimes you get ahead of yourself too soon. You have to find yourself going back to your fundamental tactics to get back even, right? Because you'll get, a little bit too, I guess too much, too distracted or whatever, and you get outside your natural progression on how you trade, and then you'll find yourself once again taking too many losses, or you start, being overly exposed, right? Overly leveraged in some cases. You're not balanced out properly, right? And then you'll find yourself taking too many losses when you shouldn't have to, right? Because once again, we just lost a lot of our discipline along the way. So again, these are things that we're going to, continue to talk about and share along this journey, right? So, I just want to let you guys, ask that question, because we realize that, when we break down that blueprint of what you need to actually get started investing, is there any other blueprint, for a business plan out there and advising the plan to be successful in your startup, whatever the case, that requires only those little things? So we name those things: what? Wi-Fi signal, cell phone, laptop, computer, right? Initial capital to put down, and some knowledge. 4 basic things. Now, is there a certain capital amount that you need to start investing? No. People always ask that question, man. I know I need a lot of money. And you hear people say, man, you ain't gonna really make no real money until you really put some real money down, right? You need to start out with 10 grand. You need to start out with 25,000, which is the basis, you know, of the PDT value rule stuff in this country. But they'll throw all that out there, man. You don't really make no money. But see, they don't realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint. I don't care if you start with $10, right? Your goal is to learn how to be consistent and turn that $10 and grow it into 100, right? Small wins, right, lead to what? Bigger gains. A dollar came from a penny, right? So you don't always have to swing for the fences all the time. It's good learning how to be consistently winning all the time to the point where that engages you and fuels your confidence up to the point where you'll make smart decisions now because you learn how to what? You want to stay on that winning streak. That's how I think when I invest in the market. I'm like, man, you know, if I have like 4 or 5 days I'm green, all right, that 5th day, I'm like, man, I got to keep this record. I don't want to, you know, be red. You know, I'm a lessen my exposures today. I'm not going to trade that many shares. I'm going to be very picky about where I park that, you know, that first investment, or I'm going to do enough research to the point where, you know, at least I'm in the right place at the right time, regardless of whatever the market does, because the market going to do what it want to do. And once again, not the exact time. It's a limit breathing entity under this own right. No matter how we try to break it down, it'll do what it want to do when it wants to. But ultimately, it's about being prepared again and having a plan and being, you know, knowledgeable in what we're doing. So again, I'm just saying these things to say, you know, we got the best opportunity ever as investors. 4 things, guys. 4 things. You know, initial capital, laptop, cell phone, computer, right? Wi-Fi signal. What else? Knowledge, right? Right? And what else? Let me see. Laptop, cell phone, computer, Wi-Fi signal, knowledge, and initial capital, right? Is that the 4 things? So the 4 things. So when you guys in your free time, I want you guys that, you know, to write those things down. Put them on a sticky note somewhere. Keep it in your pocket with you. Keep a copy of it in your purse with you. Post it in your, in your office space somewhere, on your bathroom. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Like in my bathroom mirror, I got notes up there, right? Every now and then I write a note up there, all right? And, you know, and I'll change them around from time to time. Depends on where I'm at in terms of, you know, what I want to kind of stay, you know, cognizant of. So that's important because you need reminders around you at all times that to remind you that you are greatness, that you are, you know, you are the boss that you've been looking for. You are all these things, right? But, you know, fear has sidelined a lot of our people, right? Y'all know me, that whole fear thing, you know, false evidence appearing real, right? We all caught in that fear, you know, fear box, right? Right? As opposed to saying, you know, I'd rather trust myself. Well, you get a chance to do that once again when you become invested in the market. So when you have a scenario like, you know, Jerome Powell speaks today, a lot of ambiguity in the market kind of pulls back because they don't know, you know, where this guy head at. So everybody's skittish and scary. And, you know, and again, you can go sit on somebody's job and, you know, make your little $200-300 in the day, right? Your little $500 a day, whatever you make, you know, depending on wherever, right? And once again, spend a lot of your time, you know, under somebody else's roof, watching the paint dry, going through the headaches, going through all the backbiting and the craziness. Or you can say, you know what? Let me see how the market is at, how the market is responding today, right? Is it bearish or is it bullish today? Is it a sideways day? Whatever the case, you know, how can I leverage this opportunity here, right? And you don't have to spend all day doing it. That's the greatest thing about it. You know, you got to plan to just trade the first, you know, hour in the market every single day and just trade the momentum. When most traders come into the market, that's when they're most excited about when to trade the market, when the market opens up. It's like rush hour trade. It's like quote unquote Black Friday. Everybody at the door, and they can't wait to open up the door, and they bombard and run over everybody, try to get in there and buy a particular little stock. You know, to a lot of them dismay, you know, when they think it's going to take off and go to the moon, and end up going to the, you know, to the core of the earth, and it goes down, right? Because obviously they might not have done their homework, or, you know, they haven't, you know, respect the value of the chart, you know, where the stock chart, previous chart might have been at, you know, it might have been in a, you know, a position where it's just heavily shorted at the moment. So it's not a lot of movement in there in terms of the float value, right? You know, it might have had mixed feelings of some of the people that have been, you know, sitting in that stock a little early, and they bag holders, and they couldn't wait to, you know, pass that bag off to you. Not a bag that's worth holding, right? A debt bag is not good than a surplus bag. I want to hold a surplus bag, right? The goal is to hold a surplus bag, right? So again, you know, there's a lot of different parameters, but again, you are in the driver's seat, right? This is my driver's seat, right? It's like the NASCAR. I'm in my driver's seat every day. You know, I'm in control of this ship here, right? And that's a good feeling. Like I said, on the way to work on the train, right? On the way to hang out with your friends, or on a plane flying across country, you know, you in the driver's seat. So again, just opportunity and knowing how to invest and or trade It's like unlike anything else. So again, when I see, we had a conversation, 5, 10 years from now, right? And you guys are sitting on the somewhere on somebody's island, y'all know my analogy, sitting on somebody's island with your little coconut and your little tiki straw in there, and you sipping on something, whatever you like, your beverage of choice, right? Your little libation. And you're not worried about anything that's going on outside of your moment in that moment, because you put yourself in that moment. You work hard to put yourself in that moment, right? By making some very good, smart, calculated, intelligent financial decisions, right? That's what's important. You decide when you want to move around this earth, not somebody else. I can't leave, bro. I mean, I'm on the clock. I got to work this weekend. I got to work on the holidays. I got the holiday session this year, and all that kind of stuff. We all been there, right? Some of us still going through, but we know that's not the end all be all to our reality. Our goal is to escape that, right? We want to be the Django, whatever his name is, Django, the deicide, y'all. We want to be, liberate our own selves, right? And the best way you can do that, again, is trading in the financial markets. Find me a faster way where you can take some initial capital, some good, proper, solid knowledge, some good mentorship value, some good understanding of what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, all this stuff like that. Go into this global market under your own auspices. Don't care about if you got, felonies. Don't care if you got 6 or 7 different baby mamas. Don't care if you got, a terminal ill issue. None of that stuff matters. As long as you can look at your screen, your phone, read some chart, understand some data, interpret it properly, have some capital put down, and push the button twice. Buy, sell. As simple as that. I mean, again, that's that moment of pause when I stop for that reason, because it just reflects. Even to this day, I still feel like, man, well, I should have been doing this 5, 6, 10 years, 20 years ago, had I known. And then, like that's right, 100% right. So Simone, you saying repeat, real talk, repeat. Yeah. So, again, and this whole mentality is a watch, rinse, repeat reality anyway. And you can get up and do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over at your leisure. You can decide, I don't even want to trade today. Go spend the day doing whatever you want. Not worry about Mr. Charlie, not worry about nobody, white kid, me time. And the day prior to that, you went into the market and made the money you need to be able to do that for that day. I have a goal that I need to make the extra $200 because I want to be able to, take tomorrow off and, go see Black Panther, whatever, or do whatever. Right? So who paid for that experience? The market did. Right? Cost you nothing out of pocket. Cost you some knowledge. All it cost you was some knowledge. Think about that. Cost you some knowledge. All the initial capital to put down. You already know your prerequisites you need. But beyond that, it just costs you some knowledge. Reading up on a particular opportunity that morning, right? That day prior, going to the market, take advantage of it, and you've done it. First 20, 30, 40 minutes, you've done it. Right? So your day starts at what? 10:30, 10:40. You've done it. You can shower. Now you finna go enjoy yourself. You finna hop a plane, catch a plane to the west side, hang out with some buddies over there, 3 hour different time span, right? Catch them waking up, hang out, 6, 7, 8 hours, fly back on the East Coast for the day, complete over it, and freedom. So this is why this is why this stuff is motivating. This is why it should be motivating, right? And that's why it's important that you get this now. Like you're 100% right, brother. Trade stocks and die trying. Get this at an early age before you have to figure out, waste the best years of your life in terms of your this youth value that we have in terms of all these ideas circling through our head. Do it now, learn it now, so you can benefit later. So, as they say, work hard now so you can play hard later. Don't play hard now so you can work twice as hard later when your body about broke down and your mind about messed up and you don't have the ambition you had when you were young and vigorous. And no, do it now. Do it now for a lot of young guys and ladies that's watching it. Get this trait now. Learn this now. And then go take the capital and build up other opportunity. Open up you some store, open up you, whatever. So these conversations once again are vital, and they're needing to be had every single day that you possibly, be around it. Right? You need to constantly put yourself in these kind of environments every day because it's motivational. It's like a sound check before we go on stage, right? Can I get a mic check? Right? Can I get a mic check for my people? Right? Y'all know we need a mic check every day. every day we need a mic check. We need somebody to say, hey, let's do this. It's time to do this. Some of us need that everyday coaching, because left on our own, auspices, it ain't gonna get done. Or we'll get defeated, we'll get discouraged, right? So again, to me, this is why, I want to really ramp up my opportunity to kind of share this too. And I want to follow you guys too. So I want you guys to, build up your YouTube and build up your page. And when you go live, I want to be right there with you. So when you break it down, how about this and why you view that and value that, I want to be right there to share my input too. Right. And that's what a good think tank is supposed to do. That's what a good think tank is supposed to be about. Right. So, just touching on that, I want to kind of, really hammer that idea, because again, I know, when you guys really take this thing to the next level, like some of you guys been trading longer than I have. Right. But I know when you take this to the next level, what that's going to do for you and your future and your family is going to be like larger than life. And it's going to be like, man, today, I had a great day in the market, whatever the case, and with that, I've been doing really good over the past month. I'm going to actually take some of this capital, right? And I'm going to invest it back into, my future, my children, my community, right? I'm going to work on building, this thing I've been having a passion for so long. I can finally do it now, right? My credit cleaned up, went to see Brother Garfield and all the other brothers out there doing the credit cleanup. When they got with Sister Monica, got my LLC information down right. Didn't have to struggle through that. Got me some grant money. She showed me how to get me some grants, right? Went to see the other sisters and got me some, got my security clearance. So now I ain't got to worry about, having to kind of, worry about stuff like that now. And, I got people around me that I can go to get some stuff done with now. And they got my best interest in mind, right? So once again, you don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. You can go in there and take it from the market and then pay everybody. Let the market pay for it. So when she say, well, hey, my service costs this, you pay that why do you think about it? That's all it costs? Okay, boom, here's a little extra. This your service? Oh, no problem, brother, I got you. Here's a little extra. You even hear a little extra. Not saying you got to do that, but y'all get my point. Having it, to be able to do it. And that's what we don't necessarily have a lot of as excess, right? Having that excess to be able to do these kind of things, right? Because we pension every day. Again, you don't have to worry about doing that if you learn how to trade and invest in the global market, respectively to what the market is offering you for that day, right? So again, this is an opportunity for us to do that. So I just want to kind of, touch on that a little bit, having this free time before, the market kind of goes into a close here. Obviously, I started my day off strong. I was up, 3, 4, 5,000, well, about 4,000, and I gave some of it back. But I was up, and I got overexposed and got busy and got the market got away from me a little bit. And, I was to blame for that. My goal is to secure a bag, not necessarily give it back. I'm very stingy when it comes to that. I don't like to give no money back to the market if I'm up. But ultimately, once again, this is still free money. And we can say that word free and actually really mean it. It's free money, right? So I want you guys to realize that this is free money. Ain't nothing in life for free. I get it. The knowledge and the skills to get here, we paid our dues for that. But once we actually start partaking in the opportunity, it's free money. And we pay the tax. We know we got to pay the tax. Y'all get what I'm saying, but it's still free money. So that's important. You realize that, right? Your job that's paying you, that's not necessarily free money. It came with heartache, headache, physical ache, spiritual ache, food aches, and children aches, and spouse aches, gas aches, you name it, boss aches. You spending all that kind of extra just to be able to procure this little, so-called small bag that they give you, $2,000, $3,000. I don't care if it's $2,000, $3,000 a week. Good money. Don't get it twisted. But what you got to go through to get that, $1,000 a week, whatever. What do you have to go to get that? Excuse me. So that's important, right? So you guys need to realize once again that you don't have to work twice as hard to receive twice as much. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Your sister Money said I asked her to repeat the 4 words. Oh, talking about the four things you need to get started investing. Is that your question, Sister Monica? Yeah. By all means, too, guys. If some of you guys want to come on the panel and speak to, I do offer that invitation. So if you ever want to come on and speak to, just let me know. Give me your email and I'll add you to the bill here. Because I didn't, plan on staying on long. I just want to kind of come on and speak on the midday value, because I know some of you guys that were trading the market today, obviously, like most of you, saw this kind of red come into the market. And that wasn't by mistake, by accident. Obviously, we had a big event today. We had Fed chair speaking. So with that, we saw the market take a turn for the downside, right? A lot of uncertainty and ambiguity. You got people coming in with an agenda and people waiting to see, you know, how he speaks and where he speaks in terms of his positions. And, you know, we saw him come in, you know, kind of try to be very liberal value, but we know there's a lot of, you know, things in the background that he's still a puppet to a certain extent, but he controls, once again, a lot of the economy value. And, you know, I need to kind of feel this guy out in terms of, you know, how I'm gonna kind of, you know, go for, you know, from one trade to the next, especially in this volatile market that we got and came in, you know, over this past month. So I need to trade accordingly based upon the current events, the global current event value. Right. So it's very important that. So again, you know, while I was up by $3,000 or $4,000 before this guy actually came on and started speaking, you know, and then it's like, okay, the market turned, right? And some of my trades I was overexposed to and thought they were going to be, you know, ready to ride them up because I've charted them properly. And then some of them went the opposite. So I ended up losing a little bit. Take a couple of, you know, losses there. Went down, you know, went up like 3,000 or 4,000, gave back a couple thousand plus, right? Shouldn't have done that, right? Because in my right mind, should have been less leverage at that point. Obviously, I had pulled most of that off the table, but I was still in the scenario where, you know, the trades were going good, whatever. And I got to start doing stuff. But beyond that, matter of fact, I don't know where I'm at now. Let me see where I'm at. Let me see. I can share my screen here. So you want to come on the panel, brother? Okay. I'm going to add you. I'm going to pull you up here. So yeah, if you guys want to come on the panel, just let me know. Just put your email. Send me your email. I'll add you to the panel. Let me see. All right. So add that, brother. I know Sister Monica in the back chat, just in case you guys can come on. So yeah, if you guys want to come on, just let me know. I'll add you to the panel here. Like I said, I know we're just buying a little time here. We're watching, you know, we are in the power hour time of day in terms of the market here. We're seeing a lot of our stocks that once again starting to roll over here because we knew that the market was in this downtrend, right? What happened with all the kind of stuff that was happening in the market today in terms of the Fed chair speaking, it caused a lot of ambiguity. So once again, we're seeing a lot of these stocks kind of sell off a little bit. Right, so you know, real quick, let me see if I can share my screen and let you know what up. You can guys see what I'm trading pretty much. See where I'm at in terms of my trades for the day. Yeah, let me go to YouTube real quick. So once again, if you guys want to come on the panel here, just send me an email, post in the back chat, and or you know, whatever the case, and I'll add you to the panel too. Give me a second here. Let me see. I'm just share my screen here so we can kind of get this. I sent the link out to you guys too, just in case. So let me see where we are at on. I think I posted a link in that in the group chat too, the Facebook group. What I'm saying, make sure I got everything in place. You know, I'm still going through my father time moment here, getting this thing situated here. In terms of my YouTube presence, you know, obviously I'll get to the point where whatever, be a beast at this. But for now, like I said, I just want to speak on. Some basic stuff that we can kind of build on throughout the day. So some of us may be taking a break from the market, may need a little refresher course or, a different way to kind of, analyze the market. We can come together and kind of, enjoy this moment here. So yeah, I'm gonna share my screen here, show you exactly where I'm looking at in terms of my trades for the moment here. Let me see. Yeah, I do the entire screen here. All right, so I had a few trades still out there on the table, from earlier. And like I say, right now, we're just kind of, watching the market kind of do its thing, whatever the case like that. So let me see, let it come up here. So you guys kind of see where I'm at right now in the moment here. Just particular count here. I got it up and pumping here. Let me see if it comes up. So you guys can see where I'm at in my little setup here. So, as of now, like I said, kind of start off a little, started off pretty well, pretty green. And then, hit that little wall a little bit. When the guy started speaking, I had some things, when I was a little overly exposed to the market and kind of got burnt by it, whatever the case, So again, that's just a part of the market though. We're still in a learning curve reality. But within that, like I said, we're just finding better ways to kind of lessen our exposure, tighten down our risk management, become very good at risk versus reward ratio. And once again, put this money to work, right? Again, I just, we have no better opportunity, than what we're afforded to learn how to trade the global financial markets. And it's at our leisure, right? Again, all you need is some knowledge, a knowledge plan, whatever the case, initial capital, right? cell phone, laptop, computer, Wi-Fi signal, right? That's it, right? And then you go to work, So as you guys see here, some of my, bigger trades today. After I took MNK short today, obviously the market turned, for the downside. So this stock had, had a nice little pop during the morning, and then eventually ended up kind of pulling back a little bit here. And obviously, like in the case or scenario, we make money going up and we make money going down in the market, right? So once again, bulls make money, bears make money, peers get slaughtered. So in that moment, we want to be a bull or a bear when it's necessary or when it's prevalent, and then we want to make sure that we take our money off the table too when it's necessary too, right? The goal is to procure capital, not just kind of make it or watch it being made, then not take it. So that's just once again part of market value in terms of as investors we need to be relevant to that, so we can benefit from it. So as you guys see here, because MNK was a stock I took short today. I think I took the short on this one here. I want to say at VWAP. I might have showed it at VWAP or early. I forgot where I took my position on this one. But I think I took it at 20. It was like 20 something like that when I took the short on this stock here. And obviously you can see right here this downtrend, which is beautiful. And that's all because of once again what was happening in terms of the Fed chair speaking, and that ambiguity. Investors got a little skittish and they start pulling back on their positions and selling or whatever the case. So it turned out to be a beautiful trade. Another one was Z-Sands. Well, some of you guys might have traded Z-Sands yesterday. I actually traded yesterday like 3 times. I traded it up, down, and back up, and then I shorted it again. Actually 4 times. I shorted it again on the way out, and I swung it too in the short, which I really don't advise to do unless you know what you're doing. Since even though I'm still learning too and short selling, but I shorted into that that kind of that investor sentiment that the stock was selling off. It did well on that. So went up, it was up pretty well this morning. Then it spiked, right? Obviously, y'all see right here, it spiked up and went back up to $10, right? I was short somewhere like 9.20, somewhere around there, right? From after the other day, I kind of played it up and down, made a little money off of it. So I got caught in that, got squeezed up a little bit there, and it kind of gave some of those gains back, but I got it back. I took another short today, back around that same level. It was like around about 960, somewhere around there, right? This area, about around here, 960, 970 something. And as you see here, that downtrend was just beautiful, right? And I'm actually still in the short. I covered some down here a little bit, and I think I got like maybe 700-800 shares left in it short at this point. And now you saw it rebound a little bit, went up there and touched VWAP, came back, right? Right. So, now it's on this downtrend because obviously in the day it's up on no news. It really didn't have any kind of credible value for it to be up this much at this valuation, even though they just did a recent reverse split. So the float is kind of lower than it used to be. I mean, there's a lot less shares out there available. So that makes the price value more potent. So for some of you guys are still learning the market, when you hear somebody say that, the float is very low, you want to look for low float stocks because that means there's not a lot of shares out there available. So it's like slim pickings, which makes the price more concentrated. The same way when we invest in the crypto market, right? When the prices, is when they have ICO and they're not giving out a whole lot of tokens, that means, that keeps the value of their company or their particular project, in a potent state in a sense, right? It makes investors really fight to get their hands on some of those shares or those particular tokens or coins and whatnot. So, once again, that would turn out to be a beautiful trade. Like I said, I'm still in that trade now, benefiting off of, as you see, that downtrend is obviously there. And we're going into the close of the day, so this is most time people start taking their profit. So you have like a little initial sell off, let some news come out, to kind of make it turn. It'll pretty much fade out for the rest of the day because the trend at this point is showing a very bearish. So from the top of that, around like $10.20 down to where it's at now $8.07, it pretty much gave back $2 of its initial spike this morning. So that's pretty much $2 a share. So again, if we was buying that from a short sale position at the top here, we got $2 a share. So if I bought, let's say 1,000 shares, right? So 1,000 shares, right? And I get $2 a share off this to the downside. Same way it would be if I bought to the upside. Then y'all do the math on that, right? That's money you can make like right away if you learn how to do it properly. You know how to do it right. So some knowledge, like like the family was saying earlier, having the proper knowledge. So literally, right at 950, right? Y'all know my strategy for some of you guys that traded with me in the Discord room. I got my little method to my madness, psychology. I always do what? The 9:50, 10 a.m. pullback, right? That's when most people take profit in the morning. Retail investors taking profit that was trading in the pre-market session, right? People coming in and wrote that morning spike up real quick, and they taking profit, rearranging their portfolio, see how the market gonna respond going forward to the rest of the day. That's a good time to realize that in that moment, that's when you either take your position or you close your position and let the market kind of fluctuate a little bit. Then you come back into the market, right? So in that moment, if you watch there, literally right at around 10:50, like clockwork, it's always on time. I figured this thing down like to my own little science, and it's been benefiting me. That first and second pullback, right, is important, right? That's why you need to be giddy when you come to the market too early, real early in the morning, because there's a lot of things that's going on in that volatile moment in the market. All right, a lot of people buying and selling. So you got to make sure that you're in the right position, once again, or the right place at the right time, or at least ready to take a position when it's necessary so you can benefit from it. So if you see here, once again, this asset, once it pulled back, excuse me, when it went up, right at like 9:50, it did what? It pulled back, right on clockwork, pull back, right? So all that downside. So literally, from let's say 9:48 right here, 9:47, 9:48 here, right? From $10 and let's say 20 cents, all the way down to it hit a low of on that downtrend, pretty much off that sell-off at $7.63. And that was literally in 10 minutes. Let that marinate. So in 10 minutes, right? 10 minutes at 1,000 shares at $2, what, $2, and actually it was like $2.40 a share. For $2.50 a share. So in that amount of time, 10 minutes, how much money did I was able to make in that little bit of time? If I had 1,000 shares at 10.20, I think it was like 10.18, 10.17, somewhere around there. I got it. I think I'm somewhere around there. And it came all the way down to $7.63 in literally in 10 minutes. So with 1,000 shares, that's literally $2 and about what? We'll just say $2.60. So $2.60 value in that time frame, that's like what? Y'all do the math on that. 1,000 shares times $2.60. And I did that in 10 minutes. But on your job, that's, a week, 2 weeks in some cases for some people, whatever, whatever. Not, y'all get my point. The point I'm making, you have all these opportunities afforded to you, and all you need to do is take advantage of the opportunity if you know how to do it right. Having a plan, having some knowledge, knowing what to do, where to do, why to do it, how to, all this stuff, having your laptop, cell phone, tablet, computer, Wi-Fi signal, initial capital to make it happen. So you done made $2,600 in 10 minutes, legally, from the comfort of your own, cell phone, wherever, home, toilet, wherever. There's no, you can make it anywhere. And it costs you really not a whole lot to do it, in terms of, to be able to do this, right? No stress, basically what I'm saying. Beyond just having to deal with the market. So opportunity is afforded to us in a matter of minutes, literally minutes. You done for the day. I could have shut everything down at that moment and this was done, right? So, this is just, once again, one of those scenarios where, our opportunities that are afforded to us in terms of values, in terms of investing or trading the markets, is unlike anything we ever been exposed to. Because y'all know we have a need sometimes to be able to, we have that need where we need kind of capital right now for whatever reasons. And again, the opportunity that we have before us in terms of learning how to trade and invest affords us that opportunity. And we don't have to spend 8 hours or 9 hours a day to do it. That's my whole point in this. You have to spend all day to even do this. You have to languish in the market all day to even get the capital. You just need to, once again, learn how to do it properly. Understand your risk versus reward ratio, understand the level of risk management in terms of how you want, expose yourself, and then, go execute. So, from 9:30 to basically, 10 o'clock, 30 minutes in the morning, I'm done. So I literally work 30 minutes in the morning and I'm done. I go whatever for the rest of the day. I go watch Black Panther or something, whatever. Or go work on my other business endeavors, which I obviously in a lot of cases, times, I'm all doing that a lot anyway, multitasking, sometimes going over other stuff, or read some books, think about some other products, get my health stuff together, health climb, melon off sea moss, whatever, So again, just having that ability where I can make the moves under my own mentality, under my own conscience is very important. So that's what I'm talking about. So, again, just opportunity, guys. So Ride's another one, right? Everybody know Ride scenario, right? They're under a lot of investigations now. They got a lot of, suspicious behavior going on with their company. Their CEO turned out they have some fraudulent behavior going on. CNBC exposed them. So obviously I took this short. This is a swing short, actually. I showed it in the Ride. I showed the Ride so much, man, it's ridiculous. I made a lot of money on Ride. I was shorting in the Ride way up in the $20 range. Covered, buy more, average into it, average. Now it's already down to like $9, $10. So I make tons of money off ride. So I'll just keep short ride until it goes down pretty much to like $4 or $5 until it just go off the map, because at this point that's where it's going. It's already been exposed as a fraudulent company. It has no merit to the own valuation it was owning when it was up so high. So it's one of those things. So I'm in this short here. I think like $10.50 average. I think I got like 2,200 shares in this. So I just keep adding to it. So I'll cover some of it, right, to keep that average. And when it dropped down to extra 50, 40 cents, then I add more to the short. So that's how you wash, rinse, repeat a short. You don't necessarily have to cover the entire position if you know how to short it properly. So that's another conversation. We'll have that too when you get to that point. So again, I'm in that short now, eating off of it continuously. So good opportunity when you wash, rinse, repeat it. So AKRX is another one that downtrended heavy today. Had got beat up pretty bad this morning. Actually during pre-market, it got beat up pretty bad. And it kind of sold off the same way, because like I said, a lot of the stocks that we saw this morning was selling off because of, once again, the Fed chair speaking. So that morning pop was good. He actually started speaking at 10 o'clock. So as you saw there, right before 10 o'clock, I got burnt on what? Z-Sun, because I didn't cover fast enough. I was still in that, short from like $9 and like 12 cents, somewhere around there. And I was up through pre-market, all that stuff a little bit from last night, yesterday after hours. And then, because I swung a little bit. I said, I might just, whatever I think is going to fall, some more roll over. I got caught in it a little bit, but I got it back. So I lost, I gave back, I think like what, $600, $700 in that, somewhere around there. Mine a little bit more, but I got it back. And then some, right? Off that initial pop there, and it came back down, right? Cover a little bit, left a little bit of shares in there. And as you see now, it's just kind of, going sideways here. Not necessarily making any kind of, crazy moves, whatever, in terms of my average value, right? Because I'm above, the VWAP line. This red line here, what they call the VWAP line. That's pretty much like they call it, to put it in layman terms, that's pretty much like the gun line, right? For some of you guys seen the movie Life, that's the gun line. They say, tell them about the gun line, boss, that's the gun line, right? You cross that gun line, that means you bad, right? Either up or down, that means you bad. So, when you learn how to trade and use your indicators to these levels, or these different, lines and different, TTM squeezes and momentum bars and all these kinds of different indicators to kind of give you a favorability of what's going to happen in that particular trade or what's happening. Then again, you're just using like a tool, That's all it is. Same way you use your Phillips, your flathead screwdriver and whatever else. You're just using these different indicators as tools to make your trading a lot more pliable, right? Applicable and also pliable during the real-time value, right? So as short sellers, we always take our trades most times in terms of what? At the VWAP. If it can't hold that VWAP and it goes under, we typically short at the VWAP or the whole $1.50 mark. Obviously, whole dollar mark was at 10, right? Went up there, hit it twice, right? Went up, pulled back, went up there and hit it again, came back, went up there and hit it again. So it did like almost like a triple or double top. That means it was a bearish downside trend for the come with that, right? So for some of you guys who are still learning your patterns, that's a pattern, right? That means it couldn't break that level of resistance like 2 or 3 times. It went up there, knocked on the door, got pushed down. Went up there again, got knocked on the door, it got sent away, right? And went up there again, done for it. That means it's not coming back up. That means what? Investors got what? Frustrated. So they saw what? I'm a sell up here then. Might as well, I can't go higher, you can't push it higher, and they sold off. So yeah, instantly once again, pull back, sell off scenario like that. Easy short right there. All right. So again, it just kind of showing you a little bit what happens in in some of the trades I'm taking. Me. Showing where I'm at a little bit. I'm up like $2,100 right here on the day, right? So again, that's good money. That's a one day. Obviously, I had a lot more earlier. Obviously, I'm using it as a learning experience. In my right mind, obviously, y'all know I'll be taking that profit too. But I did well, over the past week or so. So I just want to be able to share, the experience so you guys can see it. It ain't that really complicated what I'm doing here, right? I'm just reading charts. Checking the news. As you see, I got the news going on beside me over here. If you guys can't see it on the screen here, and my other laptop here, watching trade go down here, and I'm just kind of in my driver's seat. I'm in my command, in my control command center, as they call it, right? I'm the captain of my ship right now, right? And I'm using all these different things around me to what? Fuel my day, right? Fuel my bottom line, whatever the case. So once again, just a wonderful experience, guys, being able to do this. Whenever I want to. And if I want to pack all this up and take it on the road, if I got to run out here real quick, I just transfer it to my phone, right? TD Ameritrade, Obviously, I can't take this particular platform, mobile, because it's the Comex one. But my TD Ameritrade account can take it on the road. My Robinhood account can take it on the road. Right? USA account, all these other brokers I got can take them right on the road and miss nothing. Right? Still can buy and sell from my cell phone, laptop, or computer. So again, I keep asking, what else to think about at this point? Why aren't you investing? Why wouldn't you want to invest? So, people that don't make money are people that are afraid to fail, right? So a little knowledge, a little, hiccup here and there, that's a learning curve. That's the experience that you're going to use to make you better, right? So, that's what it's all about, based about taking a chance on yourself, right? So, get excited about that. So again, I just wanted to kind of share a little bit, my day a little bit, have a little market recap. Like I said, we saw the Fed speak today, so we'll see how the market responds tomorrow. It's definitely going to close red. Like I called it today, I told people it's going to close red today after he got to speaking, and I saw the numbers starting to kind of roll over. I said, oh, we're going to go red. I saw the Qs go red, the financial side of the house on the futures, excuse me. And then after that, the SPY started following right behind it, following suit. I said, yeah, it's going to be a red day. We're going to close red today. So here we are with literally 20 minutes left in the market, 25 minutes left in the market. And the market's down, bigly, in terms of the SPY and the Qs. So again, in this moment, if you don't have a position that you're going long and that's not necessarily defined, how the market movement is, which is to the downside, and your stock is actually going up, kudos to you. But if not, you don't have to even worry about that, because if you know how to short sell too, which you will learn in due time, you can short the market. So when the market is trending down, ride it down with it, short it too, right? You don't have to necessarily do it from a straight out short, so you can do it to the options market, right? Which less exposes you to potential risk, right? You just buy fractional values of or percentage of that particular stock, in hopes that, do a put or a call, hoping it's going to go up or down, right? So you can still make money in both scenarios like that. So that's exciting, so anything, there's so many opportunities out there. It's just ridiculous. So, like I said, I don't want, dead horse this thing, but y'all get my point. Just want to share this. Like I said, I want to get in the habit of doing this, sharing it, invite you guys on the platform, doing real time. We can discuss it in real time and trade the market together. Same way you do when you was in a private Discord room or a private, chat room in a sense. This is our open forum moment to trade the markets and feed and build off each other. That's what it should be about, right? You need all eyes and ears on the market at all times. Sometimes you may miss something, right? Somebody else might be able to catch it, right? I see, like if I go through, right, brother Clay Track in the building. Good to see you, family. Good to see you, brother Chris. All right, so the rest of you guys is coming in a little bit here. Just kind of, just popped in and kind of holler at your boy here, right? This is what's great about this opportunity. Like I said, we just sharing and building. And we making some money, So again, so that's just where your brother at today in terms of my little trades, whatever. But like I said, I just want to kind of discuss the value of the market, seeing where it's at. They're showing here that Under Armour is getting beat up here. The Dows, and the S&P and the Nasdaq are kind of all stuck in the rut here. So the Dow's down 217 points. At the low it was 270 points. Right now it's at 231. Which is obviously indicative to what we're seeing here on the screen here. So the SPY kind of mirrors, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average kind of mirrors the SPY, a lot of it, in terms of the whole overall market value. So anytime you see, that's why I keep this little screen over here too, of the Dow, the SPY, and also the Qs, right? Because those are the very two more, relevant ones to kind of keep your eye on in terms of how the market is moving throughout the day from a minute perspective. So anytime I see them kind of trending, at certain intervals, I know exactly where the market's at, or how to trade the market in that moment. Being as deep in the red now, down, they're 200 something points, and I already know exactly where the market's at. Everything kind of was cut, caught in the rut right now, right? So it's either selling off, or it's going sideways, or it's waiting to dump. All right. So in my case, once again, as being able to short sell, because I did have a long play today. Actually, I hit Palo Alto earnings yesterday. I bought into that stock at $168. And they had this earning report, and they do pretty good during the holiday season in terms of their earnings, right? Because I remember from last year, and just kind of reading up on that company, they're a pretty solid company. And turned out that was a good trade. I bought 100 shares of it at 168. The stock, hit its earnings, went up to $182, literally in a short squeeze, right? So, I ended up having to sell a little bit of that this morning, right? Because I couldn't sell it, then after I was on this particular platform. But ultimately, once again, that was a good little trade. So that was a quick little, $700. It was up a lot more than that, around 600, because I was this morning, after the whole Fed rate talk stuff, that kind of killed the momentum of that stock, because obviously had that not happened, that stock probably had a nice little pathway to kind of get back up to like 180, go probably test a new high in that particular stock. But the market got killed by what? global current events. That's why it's important to understand global current events. You got to know what's going on around you at all times. You don't have to partake in the news in the way that most people watch it from a fear perspective. You're just watching it from a market analysis perspective. Like, what are these people talking about? How this is going to affect my money? How it's going to affect my 401k, my TSP, my Roth, right? How's it going to affect my mutual funds and my ETF, right? So that stuff is important. Know what's going on around you at all times. Learn how to read the room at all times, right? Be smart about what you're doing, right? Don't walk around, oblivious to everything going on around you, right? It matters. So to me, again, I just love the value that I have in terms of as an investor, as a trader, along with other endeavors I got to be able to kind of use it to my advantage, right? And then help others too. So it's important. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm just excited. So that's it. That's just it, guys. Like I said, I don't want to keep you guys long. I just want to jump on, kind of speak about my day a little bit here, what I saw in terms of so now they're talking about the 10-year and the 5-year notes. Now we're talking about the debt market, right, in Chicago. So it's always important to understand what goes on in Chicago, right? Because Chicago is where the pretty much it's the hub for all this so-called economy's debt, right? The CBOE, the CME, all the different values that goes on over there in the options market, which obviously once again is a reflection of where we are in terms of our debt, collectively value in terms of this country. When I say we, all right, this country, all right. But still, that's a good way to gauge the market. So anytime you see the 10-year note, right, the 10-year note is up, then you need to be kind of very worried about your long-term position. So just keep that in mind. So when the 10-year, especially the 10-year, but the 5 and 30-year note, yeah. But the 10-year is up. Anything close to like 3, start paying attention, especially above 2. But when it hit 3, definitely pay attention. When they get to 4, you're in trouble. So anytime the 10-year note hits around 4%, that means your TSP and your 401k is in trouble. If you go back and look at the market when it's sold off bad, I think it was last week, the week before, when the market was sold off like 1,000 point, go look at the 10-year treasury note and see what it was at that point. Now you know how to protect your investments during those moments. So when it starts doing crazy stuff like that, you'll know how to hedge your position, whatever the case, diversify your portfolio, even sell a little bit, kind of make sure you less expose yourself or your capital to that market, right? So it's all about plug and play, learning when, where, how, and all that kind of stuff. But once again, once we get it, we set. All right. So again, just want to share that. So yeah, if you guys on the panel, if you guys are invited, some of you guys on the panel, you want to jump on and speak a little bit, speak about what you value in the market and whatnot, and whatever. We can do that real quick. Open up the mic here. Let me stop my screen share. So if you guys want to come on, definitely let me know. Like I said, if not, I just want to come on and build a little bit. Midday value or midday recapping, so to speak, in terms of what I saw in the market here. So, I'm just excited again, like I say, be able to share this opportunity. So this helps me become more, I guess, better at learning how to do this, because obviously I got to do it in a lot of ways. But I've been needing to do it and just been putting it off. So this is good for me in the same likeness. So I'm getting ready to close out some of my positions here in a minute. Set me up some positions for tomorrow in terms of earnings. I may have 1 or 2 swings for earnings play. It's going to be kind of weird because the market once again had a hard pullback today a little bit here. So I might be very skittish about the position I take for some of the earnings I may play into tomorrow. And a lot of these are just based on what I, little research I've done on the company. But I don't know if it's going one for the next. But the consensus value sometimes helps in terms of the analytical value breakdown that a stock may beat on earnings or it may not, or it can beat on earnings and probably still sell off. Either way, once again, I'm just here for the opportunity to value in that. And we'll see how that turns out. So again, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little moment. I know like a midday scenario, mean to distract you from what the things you had going on, but just want to share this moment. Like I said, sharing this opportunity so we can get in the habit of kind of meeting, when we have outside of our Thursday sessions that we do have in terms of our investment workshop, but we can also meet up. So as you progress through this workshop, these things can become more, like a daily regimen in a sense, right? Because like I said, at some point we're gonna add you guys to the Discord rooms. For that point, when you kind of get a little bit more, knowledge underneath your belt, so you can learn how to, filter through all these different opinions about how people value the market. Once again, that's the whole value of learning too. Kind of, get it from different interpretations, different values, and different viewpoints, and then you just take from that what you feel like is necessary for you, right? Once again, don't try to copy nobody else's style. Don't try to, do it like nobody else do it, because it only has to be relevant to you. If it makes sense to you, both sense, mental sense and paper sense, then that's all that matters. All right. So find your own niche, steal from everybody. That's the goal. Find your own niche in the market, but steal from everybody. I steal from everybody. I'll be in and out of like 5, but actually more than that. But I'm in probably about 10, 11 Discord rooms. I'm in about only in and out of about 6, 7 of them though. But I'm in like about 10, 11 different Discord rooms. So through the morning, I'm just bouncing one to one. I'm dropping information off, stealing a little bit, and moving on. All right, I hop over to Twitter, see what's going on there in Twitterverse. What they talk about turns of stocks over there. I hop from there, I go over to StockTwits, see what they talk on the StockTwits universe. And that's my morning. I'm up researching and sniffing for information, sniffing for the right particular play that day. And then when the market opens up, I narrow most of my stuff down to a certain list, what I think I might want to play that day, for that, pre-market value, unless something comes along to a midday value, and I hit the ground running. I'm in it, So I'm saying my goal at that point is what to make it happen at that point. So like I said, I have my little watch list set in place. I have my little notes all around me to keep me, disciplined, and the rest is history. All right. So if there's any questions in the back chat, guys, you go ahead and ask your question. Any kind of anything you want to speak on. There doesn't have to be a question. Just if you want to speak on something, you go and post in the back chat now. If you want to come on the panel, you can definitely come on. So we got 15 minutes for the market close. If not, again, like I said, I just appreciate you guys taking out your time to come hang out with me, sharing in this moment. I keep my health smooth with me. My sea-ball smoothies there. But I just want to share this with you guys. So I appreciate it again, for you guys stopping by, hanging out with your brother. And I'm going to get my position set up for tomorrow here through a couple of swing trades, maybe 1 or 2 in terms of earning plays that I've been watching, and I'll close out my day here. So it's been my honor. So as I always say, power and profit to everybody. Look forward to the Thursday session, 8:30 sharp. Again, y'all know the time for us introduction to investment workshop for you guys that are in that mentoring program. Obviously it's a family oriented scenario, so it ain't like it's just only crazy. It's just we family in this regard. So until then, I'm hoping everybody got the housekeeping assignment too. I did post a housekeeping assignment. So it's in the Facebook Discord, the Facebook group room. So if you didn't get it, let me know. I should have sent out a mass email too, like I did last time, but I'll send it out if you guys didn't get the housekeeping assignments for this week that we have to, that we're going to go over for this next session. So that's important. So, okay. So brother Ghost asked me, he said, how do you find your swing trades? Typically now, most people always ask me that, especially when I'm in and out of these different Discord rooms. All right. And they'll ask me literally like 10:30 in the morning, like, man, what are you swinging? I'm like, it's just 10:30. We don't even know how the market will respond throughout the day before we even think about taking a swing trade. Unless I'm already in it under the mentality that I am going to swing it, right, and hold it because, for 2 or 3 day value, because, I'm excited about the news that they got going on. Maybe a, FDA, submittal or some kind of conference that they got going on, or product launch or something like that. For me, what I've learned how to be more successful at, being able to catch these swing trades, to be very good at them, because I've learned how to be really good at swing trading too. I always wait till the end of the day. Like right now, like this, like literally about from 3:20 to like 3:55 is when I normally kind of get ready to take my swing trades. Because at that point, I kind of have seen, how the market is responding for the day, how stocks are kind of, how they move throughout the day, what was the investor sentiment, things of that nature. Gives me a clear, more accurate, look into how that, that trade may respond, even going into the after hours. It still can go up or down, depending on which way, but I have a little bit more understanding of, how it moved throughout the day. Exactly what gives me more understanding of where I want to take that position, going into, the next day, so to speak. And then, I've already cross-referenced the information with another stocks, with other information, hubs out there, publications, StockTwits. And I just go through and kind of seeing the investor sentiment, just digging up information, kind of see how people feel about that stock as well. And then I just kind of make my decision based upon that. But I always, once again, do it at the end of the day. I never take my swing trades midday unless it just showed me that it was just, it was just beasting. It just beasted throughout the day in a way where it just showed that it's going to be some solid continuation in the market going for it to the next day. And in that case, that's when I would take my swing trade. All right. So, but that's just, how I choose to do my swing trades in that regard. So, but then I'm checking the scanner. I'm going through the social media sites in terms of stock investors. I'm checking, market value in terms of how the market responded today. That day, particularly even some of the stocks I've traded earlier or that I may want to take a position in late. If any of them new come across my scanner at the end of the day, I'm always checking my scanner, see if anything is popping on that. So I'm just again using all the different tools at my advantage to make sure I'm solid when I go to take that short or that long position into a swing. Then I'm secure in that regard. I've gave the day enough to enough time to kind of reveal itself to me. If that answers your question, brother Ghost Alchemist. So I always wait a little bit to take my swing trades, but I always do it through going through the natural progression, checking Twitter, checking my scanners, checking stock tweets, checking all the little check downs, and then find that one position. Then I'll say I'll take this one here. All right. So do you have a step-by-step morning routine for stock due diligence? Yeah. So the same thing you just heard me talk about going. Exactly. I'm up, man. I'm sniffing and sniffing through information, man. I'm through different media publications, Mark Roach, Benzinga, Seeking Alpha. You name it, the street. I go through all of them, right? I sift through most of them. Yahoo, the Bar Chat. I just go through enough. I cross-reference through my scanner, right? I open up my scanner first. I see what's moving during pre-market, all right, and then I go to the social media value. And from the social media value, I go to what? To the back end technical analysis and fundamental analysis check down. FinViz, see what it's looking like on the FinViz value in terms of its technical and its fundamentals, right? Checking the float out, checking where all the different things. And then, from there, I say, well, okay, well, this one here might be in play. Let me write this down. Oh, they got earnings this morning. What they did at the last earnings, right? Where they turns their probably year-over-year growth expectation, So then I'm like, okay, well, this one here, I rank this one here higher than this one here. So I start writing down those particular ones that I might want to trade that day, right? Before the market opens up. And then I cross-reference it again through you guys, right? If that's any different Discord rooms or whatever the case. I'm going to go get a second or third, fourth opinion before I take that trade, in a sense, kind of see where the market's at. And then from there, I take my position. I'll depend upon where it's at. How it respond, open up at the bell, how to respond going into that 9 to the 10 o'clock pullback, which I always wait for, which is patience is a virtue in terms of investing, not being giddy, not getting FOMO, fear of missing out. I wait it out. I'd be giddy, I'd be wanting to jump in, like, no, wait it out. I'm like, wait it out, bro, wait it out, wait it out. So right at 9 to 10 o'clock, it happened like clockwork. Boom, start selling off. I said, yep, here comes my buying opportunity. Catch that bottom like clockwork. Buy that bottom up, ride it back up, sell. Then now that I can short, I turn around what? It hit that peak of resistance. It couldn't break through the last time. Hit up there, hit it 2 or 3 times. It double top, triple top, or head and shoulders. Oh, time to short sell it. Short sell that, baby. Now I'm riding back down. So I make money going up. I make money going down. But ultimately, once again, I'm all doing this. Once again, pre-market, I'm up early. Sometimes 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, sometimes 5. Sometimes I'll be up a little earlier than that if I'm trading crypto. Excuse me, up late sometimes. And I'll be trading different, when certain countries come online, I might be already up when the market opens up at 4 a.m. So at that point, I just start kind of looking over some stuff, right? And I kind of get my little notes together, and I'll take a little power nap or 2 hours to get up and then get ready to trade the market. But typically I'm up. Like I said, I use I take my time, serious. I'm up looking for stocks. Some of you guys see me in the Discord room I'm throwing tickers in everybody's Discord room. By me doing that, I'm constantly going over the information. I'm constantly allowing my mind to absorb this kind of opportunity. So by the time I go to trade, I'm already pretty solid, and if I want to trade that stock or not, right? It's like writing your name down over and over and giving a piece of paper to the point where it becomes law. That's how you need to learn how to trade the market in terms of how to do good due diligence, right? You can't have sloppy work ethics and sloppy habits in terms of the market. Y'all know as well as I know, investing is not a lazy man's game. Investing is not a lazy man's game. Period. You got to be on top of it, but you're not really doing a lot. You're not doing no more than you would do average if you were sitting at somebody else's, job, or just hang out and sift through information. If you reading up on knowledge and power, ain't no different. This takes me no more than really an hour and a half at most to do all that. Less than that, really. Once you learn it, you don't even have to take all that. You just go in the market and see what's going on quickly. You see what the Dow looking like. You see what SPY looking like. See what the Q's looking like. See what the Forex market looking like. You can check all the different big ones, and then from that point, you just go to the small stuff. Who got news out? What's popping today in the market? Who got the best setup today, right? And then from there, you just, okay, I'm ready to rock. So when the market opens up, I know if I'm gonna go long or short, right, or just wait and let something reveal itself. All right. But the goal is to be patient, to be disciplined, and to always, once again, be thorough and confident in that when you take that position, you take it under the auspice that you did enough to know that you was in the right place at the right time. You had a plan. So if I set my stop loss at 2%, right? and I'm taking that trade to kind of to go to the upside and pull back, and whatever the case, I get stopped out. No big issue, right? For most people that need to use the stop loss, I don't naturally use them a lot, but when I have to, I will. But ultimately, once again, I have contingent plans. Basically, what I'm saying, I'm putting myself in a safety net in the event that I want to lose, my capital in the event the stock goes against me. So, just being prepared, basically, that's what it's all about, being prepared. All right, so that's my daily regimen. I'm up dropping stocks in everybody's Discord room. I'm cross-referencing information. I'm seeing what they potentially gonna play that day, and I'm filtering information. That's all I'm doing. I'm up filtering information all day, throughout the day. Right after the market close, I'm filtering information. Right, and I can do this when I'm on the move. Right, I learn how to think on the fly. I can leave here, go handle some business, go drop some products off to the post office, mail off to some client, and in between time, when I get to post office, right now, I got my note, my phone right there going through tickets, right? Seeing what people talking about, in terms of these social medias. I'm just always constantly looking for information, right? Because again, if I can make, $2,000 and $3,000, $3,000 a day, some of you guys seen some of my bigger trades, $8,000 in a day, $7,000 in a day, right? It's worth it. To me, this ain't nothing. Once you get it, it's like riding a bike. I got no problem looking over, reading some notes and reading some papers and reading the computer screen. I don't see nothing really complicated about that. So to me, it's just a win-win. So if you ask me, but that's just me. So I'm excited. So we'll see. So brother, actually, hey fam, I text you earlier. Did you get it? Did I? I probably did, and I'll check it. Do you see the email, or if it's in text message, I probably got it and didn't get a chance to. Let me see. Okay, yep. I got you, family. I got you, family. I'll take care of that, brother Alice. I'll send you the information. We'll get that taken care of for you. No worries. Yeah, I did see that too. I didn't even get a chance to really pay attention because I was so busy trading the market. So I'll take it, and I also got to hit brother Jermaine up too. So I got you guys. I'll get you brothers that information too. No worries. No worries. All right, so I'm excited. So again, that's just pretty much my natural progression. So at some mornings I'm gonna get in the habit of doing it, going live in the morning too, right before the market opens up. And I think that's gonna be helpful too. So some of you guys around want to get on, kind of see what I'm thinking about playing for that morning or for the day. You can come on in. Like I said, it's family. We all family. Y'all know how I think about it. I just wanted to share and learn in the same breath with this information. So that's something I'm looking to doing a little bit more too. Just really opening up my my scenario to the next level here with this information and sharing, so we can all benefit from real time information, right? Because also I want to make sure that if you guys make money, I want to be around with you, be where you at. If I'm making money, I want you guys to kind of at least know exactly what I'm doing. So if you do want to do take a position or not, you can. So that's what it's all about in terms of using our think tank to our advantage. So. That's like I said, that's just where I'm at in terms of that. So I'm excited for that. So where I'm at right now. So yeah. So right now, okay, I'm still good as I kind of figured. I already know where my these trades pretty much gonna go through the rest of the day to the bell close. But let me get ready to close out a couple of them and cover some of the positions off and get myself prepared for tomorrow. I got 2-3 minutes there. All right. So let me go over here and get a couple of these jokers here set up here. Cover off some of them here. All right. So where we at on? Man, that's a big trade. That turned out to be a big trade. So how many shares I got left in that? So let me sell off. We'll sell off that many. That one and cover that. Let me. Let me sell off a little bit more here. All right, so where we at on that one? That one is not really a big deal. M and K. So right now, I'm just covering off some of our position, guys. So if some of you guys follow, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm just covering off some of our positions here. Taking some of the money off the table, pretty much. Paying myself here. So it's exciting. Once again, being in that position here. I'm gonna cover off a little bit here. So that one, I'm gonna leave a few of them still short because they're just their projection values is that they're downtrending. The market's pulling back, so there's a lot of ambiguity in some of these trades. So not necessarily a whole lot. So I may not swing anything on the earnings side today. Just preserve his capital. Did pretty well yesterday again. So right now I'm just playing it smart, you know, being cautious here. Let's see here. That one there. Take a couple hundred off. I think it's gonna pull back a little bit more, but I'm gonna, you know, it's best to place trade smart, not hard here. So cover that at this price. So that's it. So the bell's getting ready to ring here, guys. So beautiful day trading. You know, excited about my position where I'm at here. Going into the bell here. So we close. That's the bell, guys, here. So we lock in some profit here. Lock in a little profit here. Close out the day. All right. So right now, so it's $2,200, $2,200, $22.63 on the day, guys. $22.63 on the day. All right. We got a couple of swing trades. You know, not nothing major, but the market's definitely taking a big turn to the downside. It went up and hit like 3 points, so it lost well over 300 points today in the market and in the Dow and the SPY. So that means, you know, after I was trading, going to be very ugly a little bit, unless something, you know, major come along and change that scenario. We're going to have some stocks definitely pulling back a little bit, whatever the case. So again, that's the market. So get excited, right? All right, guys. So I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the bill. Like I said, we'll get in the habit of doing this. Hey, you better say that, brother Alex. Hey, you better say that, family. Hey, oh, hey, I'm gonna have to do my Black Panther on that one. Hey, hey, we're gonna ring that bell one day, right? Ring the bell one day, right? Do some business adventure or something. We're gonna be right on up there. You know, we're gonna be doing the Black Panther and everything. They're gonna be like, man, you can't invite them back no more. See, I knew they were gonna come in and do that Black Panther stuff. But yeah, that's it. I'm with you 100%, family. Thank you, family. So congrats on the great day of trading. Thank you. Yeah, always it's my honor. It's my honor. Like I said, I do this for, you know, the value to learn, and I do this for the value to share. You know, that's how it should be. You know, very clean. You know, very, mission to goal orientated. You know, having, you know, we here for a reason, right? I wouldn't want to waste you guys' time, whatever the case like that too. So I'm here to learn and share. So definitely, feel free to always, you know, share, build, throw a ticker in there. You can come on the panel once again, discuss what you see, you know, how you see it or whatever, and that's what it's all about. You know, sharing the wealth of that. So obviously, you know, having integrity and some dignity. Obviously, y'all know me. I'm not on the ratchet side of the life. So I kind of, you know, like to carry myself with some respect. So I'm always going to be, you know, open-minded and respectful and cordial. I think that's the best. You know, you trade that kind of positive energy anyway. You can't trade the market when you're angry. You can't trade the market when you're negative. You can't trade the market when you're just all over the place. That's just not how. Now, you need to have a very positive mindset. You don't need to be distracted, right? You need to be kind of, you know, in your right frame of mind in a lot of ways. So, you know, I love positive energy for that reason, because that way I can focus. And then, you know, say we can get at this market. So I'm excited. So once again, feel free to always, you know, participate, ask questions. There ain't no such thing as a dumb question when you learn how to trade and invest, right? You here for money. You here to get some money. All right. So I want you to be able to, you know, realize that, you know, ask questions. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like people gonna judge. No, that's not what we're here for. We're here to learn so we can make some money. All right. So that's important. All right, so yeah, just checking my after hours. You'll see right now, just that quick. So my after hours, I went up an extra maybe $120 after hours. So as we say, see, we make money while we actually sleep. True story. You know, I hear people say, well, you got to make, you know, only get to a point where I can make money while I'm sleeping. Well, guess what? We make money while we actually sleeping. So if I shut down my computer and left for the day, I'm still making money. As long as I'm in the right trade. You know, I swung the right trade, right? So I swung a few shares of some of the positions I was already in. You know, so I didn't take any new trade. I was going to take some earning play trades because I had some I had been iron, but you know, I'm gonna just be humble. You know, I don't have to be greedy. I don't have to just go in there and find another. I could, but that's my choice. See, that's what I love about the market. I have that choice. If I want to go into the market, you know, and trade more, I can. But you know, I don't have to be greedy, right? Not this such those things as that in terms of the market. You know, meaning if you in the right place at the right time and you trading it because the market is giving, then you get that money. Don't be a fool. Don't be trying to prove no point to nobody. Because I see people that trade that way. They're like, man, I only trade the first 20 minutes of the day and 10 minutes. After that, I'm done. I don't care about the market at that point. I'm like, okay. You know, unless you got something else going on, you can go sit around and twiddle your thumb for the day. There's a lot of money still to be out there to be gotten. You know, I don't think that way. I'm like, no, I'm finna get it all. If I can, and I'm in the right place, you know, because I put myself there, you know, from a knowledge perspective, right? And the market is responding to me, I'm gonna sit right there. I don't have nothing else to do. Like Craig, Day, you ain't got no job. I don't have no job, so I'm gonna sit right here and get high on the market. For lack of a better word, I'm gonna get high on this market, get high on these gains. I'm gonna trade. You know, build my opportunity, build up my little, you know, my coffers, build up my bank, whatever. You know, build up my knowledge, basically. You know, build up my knowledge bank, and the paper account will come. The paper will come, right? The paper will follow. You know, say in that regard. So always think about that. You know, build up your mentality, build up your, you know, your wherewithal. You know, so you can get to the point where you can be comfortable, right? So you know, you about getting the bag, you about getting your paper, you about getting your knowledge, you about getting your health on, whatever it is. You know, be about something positive and something that's going to groom and grow you properly. And then, like I say, from that point, you can just, you know, y'all know how I go. Enjoy life like you're supposed to. So to me, that's exciting. That's very exciting. All right, so but that's it, guys. So again, I just want to share that with you guys. Like I said, on my day a little bit here, end of the day, a little bit here. So I got a couple other positions. I got like in my Robinhood account, and I got one trade in my TD account. I'm not worried about those. I already kind of touched on them and checked them out, so they're pretty solid. I got my TD Ameritrade account going on right over here to my left, your right, and I got my Robinhood, you know, on my phone, obviously over here to my right, your left. You know, within that value. So you know, once again, opportunity, TD, you know, 2 or 3 brokers, whatever, money. Basically, the goal is get money, get some profit, basically. So, but that's just that in terms of that, guys. So, if there's any more questions, guys, I don't want to kind of keep you all afternoon, whatever the case. This has been very helpful and healthy. This little build here, you know, it was just sporadic out of the blue. I just want to share a little bit about the day, what I witnessed in terms of, you know, the Fed chair speaking and how the market was acting. We know we had some earnings this morning, you know, and this yesterday after hours, it kind of had the market kind of in shambles a little bit, you know, whatever the case like that. So, you know, obviously in my short position, a couple of them that I swung, they yielding fruit right now. Stocks still selling off. I knew it was going to sell off because the market's still ugly going into the close. So they're downtrending right now. They're selling off after hours. So these going to be some, you know, good shorts, swing shorts here, short sell positions basically. So it closed this one in particular, M&K. It closed right at around about 871, 866. Now it's down to 861. So it may rebound or it may not, but right now it's on the downtrend. So that's more money. So I'm making money while I sleep. So it's cool. What percentage of the trades you swing, or what percentage of your trades are swings? I swung 3 trades. Now, one of them I'm in just for the long haul because I know it's going to just keep going down. That's Riot. Like I said, we know the story on Riot. They got hit up with that CNBC hit piece. You know, found out they was a fugazi company. Found out that they were, you know, doing some dirty books and, you know, dirty hooking and booking and, you know, bad business practice or whatever. We found out they was a fraudulent in a lot of ways. So ever since, you know, we kind of been tailoring on that a lot early anyway, when they was even trading around the $20 range. But we knew at some point, but that bubble was going to burst, right? It was just up really on nothing, right? A whole lot of hype. You know, we found out that the company was a little company that's in a little strip mall, you know, next to a blimpy restaurant, you know, one of them kind of scenarios. Find out there was a lot of little, you know, stuff about this fundamental values just wasn't in place. So with that one, like I said, I've been shorting it off and on. So, you know, literally to date, I can really say this. To date, I know I've made, and it's going trading up and down multiple times. I know I've made well over, I've been able to, you know, procure well over, man, I want to say at least, you know, 12, 13, 14, $15,000 on Riot alone, right? And so right now, what I'm still shorting it, you know, like I say, that watch versus repeat value is right because I know it's still got more downside to come. But there's no reason to buy it from a bullish perspective, knowing that it's a fraudulent company, right? And at any point, the lawsuits are kind of constantly piling up on this company, right? They're getting more and more lawsuits every day where they then, fraudulently, swindle investors out of money, or they kind of led to believe that they was doing this and this and that. Turned out they're not doing it, right? That's why CNBC actually showed up to them, up to their business, and to kind of like, hey, where's all this stuff you said you got? Where are all these business practices? And turned out, once again, it was a whole lot of hogwash. So I'm shorting this stock in essence to take it all the way pretty much down to its lower value before it just probably go away or whatever. So that's a wash, rinse, repeat stock. So every now and then I'll take away, let's say, 200-300 shares in profit, right? So I might have covered, let's say I had 2,200 shares. I might have covered like 400 of those shares, right? So if I was up, like I was up on right, I think at that point, like $1,300, right? $1,300 to $1,400, right? I cover 400 shares of that. So you can kind of do the math on that, take a little profit off the table, but I still got to retain that average, right? So what happens is if it sell off a little bit tomorrow and it goes down extra 40-50 cents, well, that kind of recoups that value or that percentage of value that I kind of took away in profit, still maintaining that average. I can add to my short. When it goes down an extra 40-50 cents, I just add to the short again, right? So it breaks my average out just a little bit lower, but I still maintain that share count value in terms of being able to eat off it if it goes down another way, 35 cents, 45 cents. So it's a science to it in that regard. The market not exact science, but there's a science to even how to learn how to short, right? That's why you never sell your entire position in a stock that still may yield you fruit, either going up or down if you don't have to, right? You can keep a partial of it in there. So the event that stock still goes up, then you can still eat off a little bit more to the upside, So all you're doing is I'm moving in, incrementals of thirds and halves in some cases, right? Or sometimes I may move in quarter, but I like to move in thirds and halves. So I may take a third of my position off the table, right? So if I took 400 shares off a 2,200 share count, that's close to around there, y'all can kind of do the math on that. You see what I'm saying? So that way I'm just kind of staying in that loop where I can still maintain my my average, but also take some money off the table too and pay myself too, if that makes sense to you guys. So so today, once again, I swung 3 trades, ride full. I mean, not full position, but with most of the shares left and right. Then I took majority of the shares off the table in terms of M&N. I'm swinging MNNK. See, that's why I want to trade Etsy too. Etsy had earnings. I was going to trade Etsy for a swing trade. They're giving their earnings right now, Etsy. Let me see if you can hear this.
And also another really important metric here is GMS. It's the gross merchandise sales. It's
they beat on their earnings. So this is the retail week here for retail stocks to be traded, right? So like some of you guys that's in the Facebook room, I posted this morning about all the retail stocks that you need to be watching for this week, right? I posted the ETLs. I posted you some of the stocks that you need to pay attention to on the retail side and that you need to research these retail stocks, because this is the retail week in terms of earnings report, meaning given their fiscal value of last year, what they did in terms of holiday season. So these were good trades. If you see, so Macy's beat on earnings day, so it spiked up and they made money off of it up. Then I turned around and shorted Macy's down. So Etsy's an online what? Retail chain or store, right? So you already know during holiday season, like we just came out of Christmas, Thanksgiving and Black Friday, all that kind of dumb stuff. So you got people what? Spending money. So that fuels the bottom line of retail type stores. So you knew Etsy at some point was going to do probably pretty good because a lot of people what? Flooded their store, flooded their online market during the holiday season. That's why this stuff is not what? Rocket science. This stuff is simple, right? It's not hard to figure this out. Now, it's still kind of a somewhat of a luck of the draw, but in some cases, if you already know enough about the company and see how they've been progressing over time, you know that they're probably what? Beat on their earnings because they're what? Evolving and growing as a company. So they beat on their earnings. That was when I was actually going to play. So they're up like $3.68 some cents after hours on beating their earnings. So if I took 200 shares of that, right? And I was going to take like 200 shares in the Etsy going in the swing trade. I've been up $3 and what? $3.60 some odd, 40 some odd cents a share in that trade already. Just think about that. I would have been up that much already, right? So that's basically 200 times $3.40 some. That's up what? Near 600 some odd dollars. I'd have made 600 and near $700 and literally in that little moment where they spiked up that fast. So show me anywhere you can make $600-700 literally in 2 or 3 minutes. That's how fast it took for that stock to go up that fast. They gave the earning report. The stock shot up and short squeezed up like $2, $3, $4. So literally 2 or 3 minutes, I would have been up like $600-700. That's if I traded in my TD account because I would have sold whatever the case. I don't want to go there and change it now because I wouldn't want to beat it early. But I would have sold at the top up there, took my little $700 off the table that fast and been done. So again, find me anywhere else you can make this kind of money under these conditions, from the comfort of your own home, whatever the case, and then you don't have to be stressed out. You know, I'm just saying, this stuff ain't rocket science to figure it out. If you don't want to make this kind of money doing this, something ain't right with you. Not that you have to do it, but something got to be wrong with you that you just want to work hard. Someone in brainwash you for like the only way you could be happy in life is that you go work hard. I don't know. But anyway, so I hit it tomorrow. You probably still have some running room tomorrow because the market don't turn around and go positive a little bit tomorrow and green, get back some of the lost day. It might give those gains back. I might end up having a short sale that stock. But either way, that was stock I had on my list to play for earnings this evening too. And I didn't play it obviously because I'm here with you beautiful people, which I love being here with you guys anyway. I didn't make some profit for the day, but that would have been a winning trade for me. That was a winning trade for me. I already had planned for it. So that's exciting. That's why I get excited about this stuff, man. This ain't nothing better than what we do, man. I'm excited. So what's your print? Family, no place like NYC. What's your opinion on cryptocurrency? So I trade cryptocurrency. So some of you guys have already heard me speak on those. Typically what happens is that's what I love about the market too, just opportunity. So I look at the market as opportunity, right? I'm an opportunistic minded man, right? Person, basically, whatever. So, almost I don't box myself into a scenario where I only trade the market when the market is open and after that I'm done. So being that the crypto craze is going crazy right now, obviously, after I've been trading, the global market in terms of NASDAQ and all that kind of stuff like the NYSE and all this stuff, I go and trade the crypto market, right? So some mornings I'll wake up like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'll take a nap and wake up around about 1 or 2 in the morning and trade the market, the crypto market, because at that point, certain countries might be coming online and they might be very bullish about certain one coin over the next. And I'll trade that, that volume or that initial, that investor sentiment for that moment to take advantage of a cryptocurrency at that particular altcoin. So, I love trading altcoin. I mean, that's quick money. That's round the clock, 24/7 trading the market, right? No PDT, right? You don't have to worry about the pattern day trading rule. All right. You don't have to worry about all these kind of high exorbitant fees like that we got to pay in terms of commission fees, in terms of, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, all of them. You have to worry about all that. And once again, you trading from a global market perspective, meaning it's just a liquid market because it's everybody trading around the whole globe, as opposed to just your particular country sector. That's a privilege to trade that particular exchange. So that's what's exciting too, right? So I love the crypto market, man. I tell you, I be getting after it too. So some of you guys, in some of the discords I'm in, you might have seen me drop some of my little, cryptocurrency plays too, right? So I'll be doing more. I'll be dropping cryptocurrency plays. I'll be dropping common stock plays, whatever, short plays. I really, delve into the Forex side, but I got people that obviously I'm gonna bring on and kind of speak on the Forex side too. But there's money to be made 24/7, 24/7. So that's important, like I say. So that's just important. So Square. I was waiting on Square too. There's another one. I played it the other day, actually made money off of it. But so they beat on revenue and they beat on the earnings per share, Square. Right, but the market is down today. So right now that stock should be squeezing to the upside, but it's not. All right, so why a stock that beats on its earnings per share, it also beat on its revenue.
Projecting adjusted EPS of 3 to 5 cents instead of 8 cents. The company attributing this to stock-based compensation.
Okay, so they had a miss on their earnings per share, even though they beat some of the basic estimates. But their subscriptions and service value for Square, some of you guys know about Square, obviously I use it too as an online merchant payment system. Their subscriptions and service revenue is up 97%. I think it's at 0.97 or 97%. It's 97%. That's pretty good. That means a lot of people are still, acquiring a Square merchant service to be able to offer, through their business. Actually, I use them. I have the chip card reader, and I have the little, ones you stick underneath the phone and a little microphone app thing. But right now they're still doing that good after hours because once again they had some weak value in terms of earnings per share, even though they beat on it. It just went at the high multiple that the Wall Street analysts kind of predicted it would be at. So right now, it's down like 25 cents, but it's still once again beat on revenue. So typically when you're going to want to learn how to figure out if a company is worth investing in for the next day or whatever, if it beats on its earnings or whatnot. If it beat on this, beat this so-called, quarterly earnings, you always look at the revenue. Right? Earnings per share is good too, but revenue pretty much is the bottom line, meaning how much money is actually on the books. So that's a good learning lesson. So always look for the revenue. If they beat on revenue, then okay, we could deal with the, earnings per share being off or whatnot here and there. So no worries in that regard. But it's just all about how you value one asset over another and what you look at in terms of your metrics. For me, my metrics are pretty basic. Across the consistent, most people looking at the revenue because that says a lot about what's all on the books at the end of the day. So that's cool. So they beat on it, but they still, they sold off a little bit, but not a lot. So yeah, that's opportunity. Once again, money going down, right? While we talking, money being made. So that's cool. All right. So yes, I hope that answers your question, family. No place like NYC in terms of cryptocurrency. I'm all for them. They are the future. They are the new value in terms of how we're gonna, be able to kind of exchange, use that money, that global monetary system at our benefit without having these, to be, constrained and having to funnel all our stuff through the central bank system, where it actually just keeps feeding off of like parasites. Right? They hit you with so many taxes and tariffs and fees. I mean, it's a racket. At the end of the day, we know what it is. We ain't got to see it in play cake. We know that central banks are straight racket. Right, so the global market in terms of cryptocurrency market is decentralized value in that. So we have to deal with a middleman basically. I can go directly to Africa. I can deal directly with China. I can deal directly with Australia. I can deal directly with South America. I deal directly with Russia. I don't have to worry about no middleman. So that's again, that's a win-win. All right, so I ain't bucking that trend. I'm all aboard 100% because I know how beneficial it is to us. So we have to pay them high fees to Western Union. MoneyGram to send money to our family, whatever the case. You can send that stuff directly straight through your through Bitcoin transaction, Ethereum transfer, or whatever the case. Do the exchange rate wherever you are in that company, that country. Get the cash you need, whatever the case, and then go about your business. So to me, it's a win-win. But so I love cryptocurrencies, and I do have some favorite ones that I favor over the others too. So I'll get a chance to post some of those at some point. So I'm excited, just share that too. So if you got some plays too that you like, post them, man. Make sure you post that stuff in the back chat, or just share it wherever you are in terms of that regard, so everybody can build up, feed off of it. All right, so that's cool. So someone says, what do you think about gun stocks now that Trump is determined to put bump stocks on rifles? Well, yeah, they're trying to get rid of the bump stocks. That's what it's all about. So we talked about that over the last Thursday show. Actually, Sister Erica, she's on. Sister Erica actually asked about that. She was, we're asking, some of the things going on as far as current events, and I think she spoke about the gun law, about the guns and whatever the case with this whole last thing that happened in Florida with the shooting, right? So you have companies like AOBC, right? It's called American Outdoor Clothing Brand. They actually this the parent company for Smith & Wesson. You have companies like Ruger, right? I think Ruger ticker symbol is either RGR or RUGR, right? Another gun company, right? We saw that them had a lot of a lot of crazy movement going on. After the shooting happened, the stock spiked up, and then when the whole outcry came out about gun law, the stock started fading out a little bit, started selling off a little bit, right? This whole big thing now is about gun control, right? Second Amendment rights and all that kind of stuff like that. So with that, them trying to make and nothing else, if they can't put a ban on assault rifles, then they're just trying to make sure they do what they call we'll give you something. We'll do a trade-off, right? We'll get rid of bump stocks, that way it keeps from being automatic value and suppressing fire, but we still going to keep assault rifles available, like the AR-15s and different ones like that, right? And stuff like that. So it's a political value. We know the devastation of what assault rifles do to people that necessarily don't have the proper training or understanding how to just having the privilege to be able to buy it, right? And we know that to be a dynamic where obviously one side across the board. We know that the average black kid can't go into a gun store and buy an assault rifle. Even if he's legal at every aspect, they're gonna take him through the ringer, man. But there's a lot of videos out exposing that. And we got kids that went into gun stores at 18 and 19 years old. A lot of them didn't even have all the credentials. They still walk with assault rifles. So I mean, who's buying all these guns? It definitely, it definitely, what the data say. Once again, that's what the data say. It definitely ain't a lot of black folk, So and then if it is, we gonna get a shotgun, a 30-30, somebody. You ain't gonna go in there and get, the high power stuff without going through. I mean, they checking your grandmama history, everything. Anybody you need a DNA sample. So, again, it makes for a very, interesting conversation because we know, that these things are very important, that we need to realize that too. Because once again, gun stocks is just one of those scenarios where, anytime a shooting or death happens to that level and it has to do with a gun stocks, prices, they run up. That's weird how that works, right? Death, mass killing happened. People lost lives, lost loved ones. I mean, ain't coming back, and people go out and buy the gun stocks as if you supporting. I don't know, but y'all get it. That's how this market is. I was the same way. The hurricane, the natural disaster, obviously that's a little different, but still, when the hurricane hit, stocks like Home Depot, Lowe's, rental car agencies, they went spiking, they went, spiking up because of those things were going to be needed. It was supply value at that point. Basically, that's how that was in that regard. But there ain't no supply value in needing a gun after somebody get killed. Mass shooting. What's the supply that want to go out and buy a gun officer? What's the new through just to go out and want to buy a gun when you find out somebody went and shot up a bunch of kids at a school? But that's people's choice. They can invest in these stocks however they choose, whenever they choose. But that's the market we trade, guys. It's an equal opportunistic market. Basically, at the end of the day, it's anything goes, right? So, there's some conscious trading that going, because I'm a conscious trader. There's something I just would not trade. Trust me. Y'all know my thing. I spoke about before. That's prison stocks, right? When Trump was getting ready to get elected, or when they found out he won, all the prison stocks, private prison stocks, just shot up through the roof. I mean, big percentages too, right? And I ain't trading that mess, man, because they ain't determined to lock up people. I probably, probably look like me. Right. So I'm like, no, I'm not supporting that. I'm not going to fund them to go out there and, do by people a disservice or harm them. So, but that's just the facts. I don't care how he is, where if you feelings about it or not. That's just the pure facts. The data don't lie. And I follow a lot of the data. And, it's very, disproportionate, towards my people in that regard, being locked up for these, frivolous crimes and whatnot. So, again, I'm not going to invest in them to make, to be able to have money to go out and, make my people life a little bit more living hell. Life does not work that way. But again, so you get to choose that. So that's one thing about investing. You get to choose how and where you park your money, and that's exciting. So some of you ladies might just might love retail. So you might want to invest only in retail stocks. Right now, this is your week to invest in retail stocks. We saw stocks obviously like Dillard's, right? Dillard's had their earnings today. It was spiking. I think they had their earnings today. I believe it was spiking up this morning. We saw Macy's spike up this morning. They sold off a little bit later, but it spiked up. ELF, we just saw Etsy beat on its earnings, right? There's many more come down this week that you're going to be able to invest in, that you can just take advantage of the retail earnings given their Q4 annual report on what their stocks particularly did over the holiday season, which is typically fundamentally, a win value unless they have some bad stuff came out of their last particular earnings. But they should do pretty good their Q4 of the year for retail stock, because that's when everybody's shopping. As simple as that. Some of this stuff, once again, is not rocket science, hard to figure it out. Not that this is going to do that all the time, but there's a high probability that they did well from their retail sales, from just kind of watching how they did throughout their stores, that if the whole, parent company value will, pretty much beat on their earnings. So it's good to know that. So Brother Trey Stock said, I think hurricanes are man-made, or at least played with in some way by government, by the whole day. And that's a whole other different topic. We actually spoke about that topic before on one of our on my brother's channel, the Dagger Squad, part of my teammates there. And, we spoke about this whole HARP machine thing, right? Obviously, I don't have to turn this conversation to that kind of drawn out conversation, but some of you guys may know about the HARP program, the HARP system. I used to be in the military. For some of you guys don't know. So, it is what it is. That program does exist, and it does have some capabilities to do exactly what kind of things that we're talking about here, right? So there's a lot of, meteorological, whatever you want to call it, weather manipulation, whatever you want to call it, that happens on the average. Some of it is for scientific purpose in terms of being able to kind of balance out, and then a lot of that stuff is kind of, nefarious, right? So, that stuff is very relevant, brother. It still is very relevant. All right. So, that's something that we got to start being, we have to just own that and realize that, there's some people out there that, once again, that don't have our best interest in mind from a global perspective too, because obviously by doing that to affect somebody else's economy or their way of life, that kind of opens up, a whole new, can of worms in terms of, diplomatic relations and so forth, things of that nature. Because now, you're just using, somebody else's, pain and suffering as a way to capitalize on them. Very illegal mentality behind that. Cause them destruction so you can come in and get out of the, the contracts to be able to rebuild them up. A la Iraq, from my military people, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, cut all the different places over there in the Middle East. You know, that was all, you know, purposely designed for a reason. We know what's up. You know, but it's all about the resource that the people have to offer. Other than that, they wouldn't be there, but bombing them. If you got nothing to offer me, why would I want to go to war with you? Yeah, we realize what's going on. But again, I don't support none of it in that regard. You know, but here we are. But we're not going to be oblivious to it. I know that much. We're going to be, you know, intelligent people when they're understanding what's going on around us from a global perspective, and even how that affects the stock market. Because y'all know, anytime you have war talks, what happens to the market? Anytime anything that has to do with war conflict and things of that nature, the market sells off. That's a clear prime example. When they start talking about going to war with North Korea and Syria and China issues and Russia back and forth with that, and every time that happens, the market sells off. That means people what? Scared. They start taking the money out of the market. So the market collapsed. They want to start holding things like gold and, you know, silver, and, you know, they trying to hold a paper currency and pull it back and what left of it, because obviously at that point the dollar is what? Very much in shambles. So you need to also have, once again, a diversified level of your portfolio. It's not necessarily through stocks, equity certificates alone. You need to also have what? Gold, tangible gold, silver, right? I got some gold, well, silver, all this, diamonds, whatever, right? Invest in other different levels of what? Hard currencies, right? Not necessarily talking about paper currency, but what? Mineral currency, gold and silver, stuff like that. That's what you call a hard, you know, currency, right? Because they can reverse them in a time where if the dollar ever, you know, dies or deflates. So that's important. All right. So that's another conversation for another day too. I want to actually bring on somebody to speak on that too. So some of you guys get to start investing, and you want to learn how to, fan your money out through different asset classes. You know, we got people that can come on and kind of explain those different parameters to you too as well, like how to purchase gold, you know, where to go to get it, where's the best exchange to buy it from, you know, how do you get the best return on your investment in terms of even the gold and holding and stuff like that too. So that's going to be very important. I know one brother definitely, he's been doing this for a while too in terms of buying gold. He has a nice system down to how he actually uses it to kind of take care of his way of life. He uses it to pay off his rent and all that kind of stuff. And he just kind of rinse, wash, repeats. You know, wash, rinse, repeat that thing constantly over and over and over. And does pretty well at it too. So that's exciting. But you know, that's the market we in, brother. You 100% right. Hurricanes are not always Mother Nature spun, I should say. But let's say, you know, y'all know what's up. But that's the world we live in. All right, so yeah. So if there's any other questions out there, guys, if not, because I don't want to hold you guys up. I'm enjoying the moment. I have anything out there that I need to kind of be worried about doing right there at this moment. You know, my time is kind of freed up a little bit here. Obviously, you know, all my little positions are pretty much secure for this evening. And man, I just turned around. So that quick, you know, I was just sitting there talking. Like I said, y'all know I closed my position. Most of my positions outside the queue, I was swinging, and I closed it there at like $2,200, right? So right now, how much y'all think I might be up right now in terms of some of those swings I kept because they were going to sell off, or some of them going to take off. So right now, guys, I'm up an additional $600. I'm up an additional $600 on my swing trades. I closed at 22.30 something. Right now I'm up at 28.60 something, somewhere around there, 28.60 something. So I picked up an extra $600 in less than 30 minutes. This is why we invest, you know, for the opportunity. I mean, y'all get it, man. Y'all know how I am. I'm family. But, you know, that transparent value is showing that this is an opportunity here that we do this right, man, come on. I mean, seriously, come on, man. We do this right. I'm just saying. That's an extra $600 I made that quick, you know, in literally 30 minutes. So if I had shut down my computer, went on about my business, you know, I went to the park, so went jogging, whatever, went and worked out, whatever, came back 30, 40 minutes later, looked at, oh, that's additional $600. You know, that's you know, car note or something, you know, cell phone bills, you name it. That's opportunity based at the end of the day. That's what's the most important, is opportunity. That means that money is put to work, it's working. Put your money to work for you. Don't you work hard for it. Let it go to work for you. That's what this is all about. If your money's not going to work for you, you backwards hustling. I guarantee if your money is not working for you, and you working hard for it, you are backwards hustling. That's just the pure facts. There ain't no other way to look at it. You know, that you backwards hustling, right? And you know, we don't want to be backward hustling. We want to be people that's, you know, forward hustling, right? We want to be ahead of the curve. We want to be progressive in our stance in terms of getting capital, right? We don't want to be waiting for somebody to give it to us. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about here. Y'all know me. I'm your brother, your family. Show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Let me share my little screen here. Let you know what I'm saying. I'm your brother. You're transparent at this thing. So real quick. So if y'all can look down here, y'all, I closed at what? 2200, right? Right now I'm up down here. You see right here? That's additional additional $600. That's additional $600 that fast in 30 minutes. You know, once again, we family. That's more than somebody made all day sitting on the job. You know what I'm saying? For Mr. Charlie. You know, so I keep asking you guys. That's why y'all know I just go hard for this opportunity and to share it with my people, because y'all know as well as I know, a lot of our people ain't thinking on this level. They're like, what? Stock market? Man, that's gambling. Or only old white people do that. Man, I don't know nothing about that stuff. But you actually participate and fuel the stock market by going to work for somebody else. Then the company takes their money and invests it, you know, back into the market, either through your 401k, TSP, Roth, or whatever. And still, you're actually part of it, but you're not actually being a part of what it really, you know, what it really matters to be a part of it. Right? If that makes sense. You're not partaking in it in the way that you really should be taking advantage of it, pretty much. Right? You're getting peanuts, but you're worth, pearls and pillars of money. Right? But they pay you peanuts. They pay you a small percentage value over the gross, adjusted value that's coming through the EBITDA or the EBITDA, right? And they're making all this money. And once again, they're paying you a small fraction of what your worth really is. And then you're supposed to be convinced that, it's worth it. It's not. So again, I'm just saying, we it's time for us, man, to hit this ground running. They owe us so much. You owe yourself so much. And I say them, I say the government value in terms of that, because there's a lot of money that they're charging all this tax, they hitting me all these different fees every day. And nobody really can come up because you surrounded by a mountain of debt, right? Which is by design. School debt, student loan debt. We got somebody to help you with that too. All this debt that's going on around you on a daily basis, to the point you can't really see, you see yourself above water, right? You can't get above water and breathe because you're surrounded by, you suffocate with debt or the implied level of debt, right? So again, that means you have to work twice as hard in the so-called working environment system to work your way out of that debt. Again, if you can make, this just me, I'm just putting out my value, but you can make whatever you want when you know how to trade the market properly anyway. But if you can make, $2,000-$3,000 a day, $500 a day, $200 a day, $50 a day, $8,000 a day, $10,000 in a day, $15,000 in one day, y'all know that's my biggest trade. I speak about it, whatever. I'm still excited about that. That's one of my personal things. But that's just for me. It made me feel good. That first day, made this, that kind of transaction made $15,000. It basically like $16,000 in one day in one trade. That was like, man, I was mad at myself because I was like, I actually was mad. True story. When I had that trade that day, I was actually mad at myself because I was like, man, why I'm just figuring this out like right now? Why I ain't know this about 10, 20 years ago? I was mad. I was like, man, all right, no worries though. I'm finna get to work. I'm finna take this thing serious. I'm gonna be about my business. I'm gonna be on top of my due diligence. I'm gonna study when I can. I'm gonna always put myself in the right environments, positive people that got some good information. I'm gonna research and I'm gonna make the best of this opportunity. Because when I look around me, is there anybody standing on my shoulder? Is anybody telling me when and where, how and why? Do I have to get up and take a trip across town just to go handle some business for no, I'm doing all this from the comfort of my own home. Or the comfort of me being on, hanging out at the park. I could be sitting at the park right now, trading the market in the sun, watching, feeding the ducks, watching kids play, trading the market in peace on the bench. And you could be making all that money and somebody sit down next to you like, hey, what are you doing? See, you locked into your phone, must be something interesting. You read the book, I said, no, I'm actually trading the stock market. Really? And how is that? It's very, simple scenario. Once you learn it, you can pretty much, this is my how I make a living. How's that going for you? It's going pretty well, man. I learned, how to pretty much, take advantage of the global market perspective, where it's only, it's like over $5 trillion moved around the market daily. And actually, we're missing out on a lot of that money because we're stuck on somebody else's job. And they're like, yeah. So, tell me a little bit more about it. Well, next thing you know, you on your way. So how much you made so far today? Yeah, I'm up like, $3,000. Are you kidding me? No, seriously, I'm up like $3,000. Seriously. Yeah, here, look. And whatever, $100, $50, I don't care what it is, but it's still the opportunity. So it should be motivating, basically what I'm saying, guys. This should be motivating, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So again, share this knowledge with your friend, your family, your friends, anybody that can benefit from this opportunity, that has an open mind, because the person has to have an open mind to want to learn how to trade the market, right? Because y'all know we've been bred to believe not to trust it. We've been bred to believe to go work for somebody else, and all that silliness, right? All that slave talk, basically, right? I don't care what side you come down on in terms of your ethnic background, it's still slave talk to feel like that you got to go work hard for somebody else, right? That's dumb. No, learn this so you can earn this, right? That's what it's all about. Learn this so you can earn this opportunity, because it owes you, right? It owes you. So that's important. It's very important that you guys realize that. And once again, news just came out. So McDonald's and Disney just announced that they got a Happy Meal partnership. So y'all know what's been happening here, right? McDonald's and Disney, just let that marinate. So with the Happy Meal toys, what's going to happen? They're going to start having some Disney-orientated toys in those Happy Meal boxes now. Just came through the wire, guys. Just breaking. So guess what? That's going on my watch list tomorrow. Watch McDonald's and watch Disney's. We already been watching Disney because of what? The Black Panther movie. I've been beating that like a dead horse about y'all need to be investing in Disney because of that Black Panther movie, right? Or at least getting the value of investing, right? All these black people going and watch this movie, right? Giving all their capital to McDonald's and Disney and 21st Century Fox, but don't want to invest in the stock. It ain't that serious, but okay, you rather go broke for entertainment, but you don't want to invest, make some money, or at least get your money back from the investment you use to kind of go watch the movie. The outfits you bought, the whatever, the shoes and the tickets and the gas and the dinner that night. You could have got all that money back if you learned how to invest in the market properly. Be it through Disney, 21st Century Fox, or other stocks out there, whatever. Toyota, which is the parent company of Lexus. Y'all know Lexus was in the movie, right? The car they used to Lexus, you could have bought Toyota, which is the parent company of Lexus, and got your money back because they spiked because Toyota, Lexus sales probably went up because it was in the movie. This stuff ain't rocket science. But it's all about how you look at it. So again, opportunity, right? If you're not looking at the market as an opportunity, there's something wrong with you. If you don't like opportunity as a whole, something wrong with you. Period. I don't care how pessimistic you want to be and how, whatever it was. If you're not about opportunity, you backwards hustling, family. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, you don't have the right people around you that's motivating you and fueling you. You don't have the right coaches around you. You don't have the right mentors around you. You don't have the right people, the right spouse, possibly. I don't know. Somebody ain't putting opportunity in your head enough to make you want to get up and go hard for it. Right? I get up and go hard body for the market. Everybody get up and go hard body for whatever they have a passion for. But having a passion for it, that means they're doing it because they love it. It's a passion. It's not that I got to do it because I got to do it. So I have a passion for the market. So I get up and go hard body for the market every morning. That's why I'm up early. That's why I'm up dropping my tickers off. That's why I'm, I'm in it like 10 different Discord rooms, dropping off information like Santa Claus. True story. People like, man, they can't wait for me to come in and drop my little tickets in the morning. I'm like, man, I'm doing it because I benefit the same way y'all benefit from it. I get to get your feedback. You know what I'm saying? And we cross-reference information. Now move on to the next room. See what they're talking about. Right? So the goal is to share that information, share the knowledge. Share the knowledge so we can all benefit and be what? Prosperous from it. End of discussion. Ain't nothing to talk about. Case closed. Money made. Done. It secured the bag. Bag secured. Done. Okay, this stuff is not rocket science. It's rocket science, excuse me. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. You don't have to have a PhD, bachelor's. You don't have to be Professor Emeritus and all that stuff. That stuff don't matter. Right? Your college professor, makes what? 6-figure income, right? 100,000, 200,000. If they got 10 year around 200,000, some of them around about 120,000. somewhere around 80, 90,000, 130,000, right? If you break that down to a monthly equation, right? So let's say they make $100,000 a year. You break that down what? Monthly, right? So monthly they make how much a month? If it's 10, 12 months in the year and they make what, $100,000, how much do they make in a month? Then break that down to a weekly value, right? Then break that down to a daily value, right? Now, again, this is just me kind of, lighting that fire underneath you, right? This is me lighting that fire underneath you, right? Again, this is just my scenario for the day. It could be this day tomorrow. I could be down $100 tomorrow, $2,000, whatever. It doesn't matter. But if I'd have made $2,800, right, or whatever the case, or I'm down 23 now. I gave back 500, but that's fine. That's the market how it does. It fluctuates after hours, a lot of crazy, but it doesn't matter. $2,300, right? If I can make $2,300 every day, right, time. It's 252 traded, a lot of traders that we get to trade the market every day. Not saying it's going to happen every day. Y'all know how this market is, up, down, whatever. But I'm just using from a hypothetical perspective, right? If I can make $2,300 a day times 252 trading days, if I trade the market every day the market's open, I'm allowed to, how much money would I make at the end of the year? Right? Somebody, if you don't mind, type in the back chat that number. Right? If I make $2,300 a day, because some of you guys been seeing me trade, I've been on the tear lately, right? 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, whatever. If I can make $2,300 a day times 252 trading days, that's allotted to me. How much money do I make annually? Somebody type that in the back chat. $2,300 times 252. $2,300 times 252 times 252 days. From $2,300 in profit. How much money do I make annually? From when I do my, my breakdown for the end of the year, how much money did I make annually if I make $2,300 a day times 252 days out the year of allotted trading? How much do I make? So, bam, right there. So that's near 580 racks, 80,000 racks. As the young folk call it, racks and all that stuff. Y'all still knew all that new talk, young talk. But that's near $580,000. That's pretty much a little bit over half a meal. I mean, a little bit. I mean, pretty much near half a meal. A little over half a meal, basically. Y'all know what I'm saying. In one year, by pushing some buttons, by reading over these charts y'all seeing right now on my screen, by listening to CNBC, Bloomberg News talk about what earnings and breaking news come out. McDonald's and Disney just came out to do a prize for the Happy Meals. For just that, for data. You making money off data, basically, just by listening and interpreting data. Doesn't require you to have a high school diploma. Doesn't require you to have a bachelor's of science. Doesn't require you to have a 2-year associate's. Doesn't require you to have a master's degree. Doesn't require you to have a PhD. I'll wait. Do it require you to have a vocational trade school certificate? Did it require you to, lose a family member or whatever? You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? Again, it's the opportunity. So why wouldn't you want to take it serious? The amount of energy you put in to learn about your favorite basketball player, football player, soccer player, tennis player, baseball, whatever. The amount of energy you put into learning their stats, the amount of energy you put in learning their team history, the amount of energy you learn about projected new players that may come to the team in terms of their draft value, the amount of energy you put in actually going and sitting and watching them play, the amount of money you spend to go actually watch that level of entertainment, the amount of money you spend in buying their jerseys, paraphernalia, and pens and books and signed autograph, the amount of energy and time and money you spend into all that, what do you get as far as return on your investment? I'll wait. Yet you call them your team. That's my team. Let me see your stock options in the team then. Let me see the pay your pay stub that says that you get a cut off that pie. Show me where you getting some kind of benefit by it being you claiming it your team besides emotional. I'll wait. I ain't harping on or beating down. Y'all get my point where I'm going with this. All right, we family. We need to have these kind of conversations to be real about it. So if you're gonna claim it and you ain't getting no part of the puzzle, piece of the pie from a monetary perspective, or some opportunity to come behind it where you can grow some business behind it, then how can you claim it as yours? That could be a bad seed to put in your head. That means you like being close to power, but not necessarily being in power. That means you like the ideal of power, but you actually don't want the real power. That means it's better for you that they be in power because you don't want the responsibility of having power. So you like to settle being second best or third best, but you don't want to be the one with the power, the monetary power, the resource and power, the knowledge power. That's a mental defect. That's a character flaw in a lot of our people. As the old saying goes, if you don't move your feet, you don't eat. Well, what feet do we move in terms of what we do in terms of investors and traders? We only move our mental feet. Our eyes, reading, our mind, computing, interpreting. And then one finger to push the button, buy and sell button. Outside of that, what you done lost? I'm just saying the opportunity is there. The energy and the excitement to want to get this should be there. You should be on fire to want to learn this. Because all your life you didn't work hard for somebody else. You've been taught that you got to do it this way. No one showed you this. No one wanted to break this stuff down to you. Everybody told you the only way you can do it, you have to go invest in some financial guru courses where they charge you $5,000, $10,000, right? Then you got to pay a monthly $120, $200 a month just to even have the access. They send that. Again, is it necessary? It's about due diligence. It's about research. You just data chasing. As an investor, all you're doing is data chasing. You chasing data. Stuff that you can pull up on your smartphone. In the palm of your hand. You don't have to go invest it in the Wall Street Journal. You have to sign up for the Bloomberg newspaper to come to your house and pay for that annual subscription. It's free now from a handheld device. So what's our excuse? Right? What's our excuse at the end of the day? When we go to do deductive reasoning, what is our excuse that we are not invested in the markets? Most people gonna say, I don't have the time. Okay. How do you don't have the time? You got time to watch your favorite show. You got time to watch your favorite sports. You got time to, sit on the back porch and just kind of, look at the sun or watch the trees and watch the nature all around. You got time to, whatever. Yet you don't have 20, 30 minutes to devote to, studying and reading the market every day. And it can yield you a bigger return on your time if you do it properly. So again, I just keep asking, this ain't rocket science. Yeah, it really isn't. Yeah. So, but that's just my spiel, guys. Yeah, because I just, I didn't obviously want to stay on this long. I didn't want to get into a preaching mode either, even though I ain't a preacher. But yeah, I just want to kind of reiterate the value of why, this opportunity is like, man, it's like large in life, man. This is butter. This is golden, right? This is golden. We should be like, oh, let's get it. But that just, whatever. So, if we can find value, in being able to say, well, you know what, this is opportunity that, then let's get it. But that just me just showing, guys. I just want to show, that we can do this, guys. We can do this. Right. So, I'm just trading under the mentality that, I just want to share, the opportunity you guys can see that this stuff ain't hard. You know, I'm constantly studying. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly doing what I have to do. You know, in a way where, you know, hey, oh, let me cut off the thing. Excuse me. Hold up 1 second here. I got to. Okay. All right, guys. All right. So once again, no pressure here, guys. No hard work. No whatever. It's about just getting after the market, right? So, you know, I'm typically trading about, see, on a daily basis, 2 or 3 different accounts. I'm trading two or three different accounts, right? 2 trade nets, 1 full, one paper, 2 Robinhood accounts, mine and the Mrs., and then 1 TD Ameritrade. I'm not limited, but that's just me, right? Everybody can't sit there and be trying to trade 3 or 4 different accounts, but I've learned how to multitask, right? So I'm multitasking throughout the day. I'm trading all over the place. I'm just looking for capital. You know, I'm just looking to kind of get my piece of the pie. I'm looking to secure the bag that is owed to me, right? I want my slice, right? For too long, I've been doing it the hard way, you know, whatever the case. But now it's time for me to get my bag, you know, the right way. So, you know, I'm excited. So, you know, but again, I ain't gonna keep y'all here. Let me get ready to get out of here. I just want to share this moment with you guys. Like I say, just, you know, I just had that other thought. I said, man, the market, you know, we saw a lot of craziness going on in the market because, you know, the little Fed chair or whatever the case. And I want to see how everybody else was kind of faring in the market. For some of you guys that's already trading, you know, what you was kind of, you know, getting out the market for the day or whatever the case, you know, whatever the case. But ultimately, I want to kind of see where you guys were, you know, and you know, just kind of, you know, build with you guys for the afternoon a little bit here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you guys, you know, we learned something from this. You know, I'm honored to share it. I'm humbled to share it. You know, it just, you know, we gotta get to work, guys. So like I said, we gotta get to work. So if you guys that this might be coming in, you want to be a part of our Facebook introduction to investment workshop group, definitely, you know, shoot me an email or hit me on Discord, wherever you can link with me at. I can add you. You know, obviously it is, you know, certain information is all, you know, going for those who are, you know, partaking in the mentorship program personally, you know, in terms of the donation value. But some of the basic information, obviously, I'll give that out. No worries with that. All the other stuff is reserved for those guys. So if you want to be a part of that, hit me up, let me know. If you just like the bills like this, definitely no problem. Hit me up here. You know, but that, again, like I said, I'm just here for the opportunity to share what I've been able to learn about the market, you know, give my little aspects to it, you know, push the idea that why it's important that we learn this trade, so we can benefit from it, you know, to set you guys mental up where you can start, you know, owning this opportunity, right? Don't just, you know, be a part, be around it, own it, right? Why wouldn't you? You know, again, like I said, you guys, you know, saw my little whatever, my little day in terms of, you know, what I've done in the market. But like I said, that's just, you know, one little count reality, right? You obviously got other stuff going on, but it's just the idea of knowing that these things can happen for you if you take it serious, to want to learn this, to actually want to get this to the point where you are in control of your own ship in terms of how much money you want to make in a day, literally, as opposed to them saying, hey, we're only going to pay you, you know, $300 today for 8 hours of work, 9 hours of work, you know, and, you know, you're supposed to be excited and whatever, right? But that's not counted, you know, the time you spent up in the morning and all the stuff that comes along with that, you know, for that whole experience, right? You could do this at home. You know, I can make peanuts at home, bro, basically. You know, I'm worth a lot more than what you're paying me, right? So that's the mentality. That's what I'm pushing here, right? You know, if they say, well, what are you pushing? I'm pushing opportunity. And we got the receipts to prove it. You know, I can pull up the receipts. right? We ain't just talking. We can pull up some receipts, right? Proven values in terms of if you learn how to do what to do properly, you can be successful, and it don't have to be full time. It can be part time. As long as you got the skill, that's all you need, the skill set. Once you have the skill set, then you're good. So you could travel to Africa. You could be over in Ethiopia, visiting, the Techanews and visiting the far region, the Wolof and the different, nations over there, and the Mercy, all the different. You can go all over the Lalibela Church, the Rock King Church, and you can do all this stuff. And then guess what? As long as you got a Wi-Fi sitting over there, you can still trade the U.S. markets and make a ton of money. And then the money that you're making, in turn, we know that exchange rate is like stupid unfair, but you can take, $2,000 of a U.S. currency and exchange it for Ethiopian birr. That's the money what it's called, birr, right? And it's like, I think the exchange rate is like, what, 20 to 1? I think it's somewhere around there. I think it's 20 to 1 for Ethiopian money to $1. So 20 Ethiopian dollars equals 1 USD basis, somewhere around there for the last time I take the exchange. So that means you got 20 to 1 leverage in terms of your U.S. buying power, in terms of your capital. So if you take that, if I take this little $2,300, $2,400 today, exchange that to Ethiopian money, right? And that's 20 to 1. So that $2,300 basically times 20. I go over there with that. Another reason why we need to travel. We need to get outside the confines of the country. You're missing out on a whole lot. They got you confined a lot in this box. Got you working hard. Got you thinking ain't nothing greater than this trash, and you don't even want to, find a way to get some capital to make some move, right? Because most people say I ain't got the money, right? Well, I guess, or they say I ain't got the time. If you had the money, you'll find the time. I bet you, I guarantee it. Get the money, you'll find the time. Because money talk. That's what moves at the end of the day. You can't fly on time. It costs more than time to get that ticket. But you can get some capital together. You can make some moves, right? You can make some big boy moves. So again, like I said, that kind of stuff is exciting to me. So, we can do this, guys. So just want to share that with you guys. Let me get out of here, guys. Like I said, I kept y'all long enough. It wasn't even supposed to be that long. I just want to kind of jump on, spend like an hour and a half kind of speaking about what happened in the market today. Listen to this new Fed chair guy speak, guy named Powell, whatever the case. He got his little Capitol Hill grilling. They grilled him too. They put that fire underneath him, which is to be expected, right? Because people got agendas and backers and lobbyists, and they want to say, hey, you in charge of the big, the person, and then you the one in charge of the bag. So we got to make sure you got to support all our agendas. But again, that's just whatever. All right, guys. So if there's any more questions, if not, then I'm going to get out of here, guys. Enjoyed you guys. You guys are awesome. You are family. As I always say, power and profit. Uncle Johnson Nail, life, prosperity, health to all of you guys. As you saw down in my description box, definitely hit the little like button. I guess I got to get in the habit of saying that. Hit my little like button if you like the content. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. I'm an honest brother. I'm not from the type of people that say, hey, man, if you didn't like the content, if you didn't like the content, hit the thumbs down button. Let me know. I got to get better at this. I want to learn and get better at this and sharing this, information too. The quality of the content and information has to be on point because you guys deserve nothing less than the best, right? So if that's going to happen, I need to up my game too. So when I come to y'all page, when y'all doing y'all bills, I could be the same way. We can critique each other in love and be sharp at it because we want good information. We want, we want power and profit the right way. All right. So that's important to me. So again, if you like the content, hit the button. If you didn't, hit the thumb down or leave me a comment. Say, hey, tighten it up, brother. And I promise you, I get on it. Again, like I said, you guys see my little stuff in the description box, my little website. You want to check out my African products. Y'all know I got, indigenous products straight from Africa, some from India, some from South America, different based around the country, all around the globe. Natural soaps, natural toothpaste, natural product basis, no GMO. I got good stuff, whatever. So if you want that stuff, sea moss, I got all that stuff too. Two types, Jamaican and the Belizean sea moss, two most best potent sea moss on the planet. Got those. And then you see the drive button, the Google Drive button that y'all see in the description box. That's just a printed copy of my catalog. So if you click that button, you'll get a chance to get my spring catalog. So you can kind of go through some of the stuff I got. In terms of the products, in terms of the African specialty shop stuff. So that's down in the description box. I always leave that in there for you guys too. Again, so that's just that. All right, guys. So it's been real. It's been awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be doing this a little bit more, on average. Like I said, I want to upgrade that a little bit. It's been time for me to do it because everywhere I go, at some point, they be like, man, you need your own stuff, man. It's time for you to get your own stuff. Man, you ready, man. You ready. That's all they keep saying. You ready, man. Like, man, I'm just used to helping people and moving on. But, hey, I guess I'm going to overcome my little doubts, not necessarily fear, but my little doubts and make it happen. All right, I'm going to get my little technology grind on a little bit in terms of bringing it off of the content and sharing, my opinion, and sharing, with you guys in terms of listening to you guys' opinions too. All right. So let's go get it. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's go get it, guys. Every day we have these conversations. It's about what? Going to secure the bag. So if you want to secure the bag, press 1 in the back chat, and then we're gonna close out. If you want to secure the bag, press 1 in the back chat. If you're about to secure in the bag, press 1 in the back chat. Right? If you want to get yourself out of this, this old, wait for somebody else to give it to you mentality, and secure the bag, press 1 in the back chat. Right? Because that's what it's all about, securing the bag. Right? I'll be the first one to hit secure the bag. Right? So I'm all about let's secure the bag. Let's get it. No excuses. If I can do it, you can do it. Right? Because some of you guys way more brighter and intelligent, probably way more than I am. So ain't no excuses. Let's secure the bag, guys. Let's get it. Right? Let's get it. Let's use our time wisely. If it ain't gonna give you a return on your investment, walk away from it. If you're gonna take money out your pocket that you don't need to spend that day, walk away from it. Right? If it's gonna stress you out and you don't need to be stressed out because you got other stuff to be worried about that's gonna grow you some money and some opportunity in life, walk away from it. If it's negative and it's not about nothing, no positive affirmation, walk away from it. If it's a nagging family member that want to get their stuff together and they seeing you working hard to get yours together and they always roadblocking, you might want to cut them off a little bit. You don't have to walk away from them all together, but just cut them off a little bit and come back and hit it with them numbers. Right? Numbers lie. They don't lie. Excuse me. Numbers don't lie. People do. Y'all know the saying I'm trying to say. I'm new to all that. Colloquials on the fly, but numbers don't lie. People do. Bring them numbers out. Right? That'll motivate them. So that's what it's all about, guys. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Uncle Jocelyn, Power and Profit, your brother Shamal Patah, African Emporium. I send my best to you all. I see you guys in the Facebook group and back in the Discord rooms and also on Twitter, guys. Until next time, we'll see you guys Thursday at the workshop. Or, we might do something. I might do some tomorrow. It depends. Everything good. I might do some tomorrow, too. I actually do it in real time. And we'll see how that works out. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later then. You guys have a good one. All right, Power and Profit family.